hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Uh, uh, how in the world does this team happen to find a way to lose a game? And this team is greatly lacking discipline. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Well, uh, once again, the Carolina Panthers just can't get the job done. And they now fall to 0-3. Hey, JT, what's going on, bro? Buffering, waiting for the draft to load. Already? It's only week 3. It's only week 3. I gave up after 3 back-to-back false starts. I mean, we were still in the game. We were still in the game. Just defense defense ended up breaking, and the drives that we needed to complete, we couldn't complete. Oh yeah, Cardinals picked up the victory, beat the Cowboys. But hey, Falcons and Saints lost, so I guess that's kind of a positive. Yeah, Cowboys lost, Saints lost, Falcons lost, but uh well, we got a good bit to talk about because yeah, there's quite a lot that went down in this game for sure. Quite a lot that went down. Uh First off, wow, the injuries piled up even more. CJ Henderson, Jonathan Mingo, Frankie Louvu. Oh man, the injuries really piled up in this game. Uh, it was it was ugly. Those injuries really hurt, especially losing Louvu and Mingo, even C.J. Henderson, and you already know how I feel about C.J. Henderson. Super Trebo, what's up? Hate to say it, Jason, but I called it from the start. 0-3. I hope they can beat the 0-3 Vikings next week. That'd be really bad if they lose next week. I mean, it's already kind of bad. Well, no, it's already bad. You know, yeah, it's already bad. But let's get into this. Let's get into this. I've sent invites to Mr. Carolina and also Corey from Keep Pounding. So hopefully they'll join when they become available. I'm gonna probably need a lot more of this. Don't worry, it's water. It's water. Don't worry, it's water. uh, but uh, Panthers dropped to 0-3 after a 37-27 defeat at the hands of the Seattle Seabirds. But I will say one positive is the passing game. The passing game showed up. Passing game showed up. Andy Dalton. Okay. Andy Dalton did his thing. 34-58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Andy Dalton did his thing today. You know, it impressed me. I mean, we can say what we want, but Andy Dalton did his thing today. He helped give us a chance to win this game. I mean, if we can just keep it real, Andy Dalton gave us a chance to win this game. Because the run game was non-existent. I mean, aside from the Miles Sanders goal line touchdown, Miles, 9 carries, 24 yards. Andy Dalton had to scramble, 2 carries, 11 yards. Laviska Shenault, 2 carries, 7 yards. Chuba only had 1 carry for 2 yards. So the running game, non-existent, only 44 total yards. So run game wasn't there. But I will give the offense credit. They aired it out. They aired it out today. I really wish we could have had a lot more touchdowns because we had a couple of field goals, and unfortunately the Eddie Pinheiro streak ended. You know, he had a missed field goal today, so the streak ended, unfortunately. But, nobody's perfect forever, so hey. Adam Thielen, leading receiver, 11 catches, 145 yards, 1 touchdown. DJ Chark, 4 catches, 86 yards in the touchdown. Almost had a 5th one. It was really, really close. Miles had a couple of catches, 5 catches, 38 yards. Terrace Marshall Jr., 5 catches, 35 yards. Not much from the tight ends. Ian Thomas had a catch. Hayden Hurst had a catch. Tommy Tremble had a catch. So, very little. Oh, here's Mr. Carolina. Hey, hey.
What it do?
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, we did air it out. Just not enough touchdown scoring drives. But we did air it out.
Bro.
But what is up with the discipline?
Hold on, bro.
Yeah. Take your time. Take your time.
Hold on. Let me just. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I don't know, like, the fact that I came back. Oh my God.
Okay, I lost you. I can't hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't run the ball. The fact that Andy Dalton had to throw the ball over 50 times, like,
58.
Record 58 times should tell us something. And we could do literally nothing. You paid all this money, and that's the part that I think most folks don't understand. Like we went out and spent buku money on not a lot, but you spent money on Miles Sanders. We didn't we got nothing. I think we maybe, if we're lucky, had 50 yards rushing today.
44.
You got 44 yards rushing. Now I get it. We talked about it Thursday. Seattle is good against the run.
Yeah.
Cool. But good enough to hold us to 44 yards rushing? Something. And then the fact that let's not get into the gist of let's get into the gist of it. I don't know if you started already.
Yeah. We're live.
No, but the fact that we had 8 penalties,
Uh,
8 false starts.
8 false starts. A total of 13 penalties.
So you got 8 false starts.
Not to mention of them, Icky had 2 back to back. 2 of them back to back.
And it's like you can't make this stuff up. And that's the part. That's the part that you can't make this stuff up, bro. You have back-to-back penalties. We're on a fourth and was it 3rd and 1 or 4th and 2, whatever it is, and we have, and I saw it, and we were driving. It's just like everybody was moving, and we snapped the ball. And I said, legal shit. I said, I already know they're gonna call that one. It's like I get the noise in Seattle. It's gonna be loud, but you are still grown men that are getting paid to play a game. Have some stuff. It's like Andy Dalton is coming up to change the formation, change the protection. We're jumping. It's like, yo.
It's like Icky was like, huh?
What?
Huh?
Again?
I'm like,
like you've got to be kidding. But he wasn't. And then the fact that Austin Corbett can't be missed this much, that our right guard's position it's like it's a turnstile. I don't know who this Thornton person is. I don't know you. You didn't look.
yeah. As a matter of fact, Mike, welcome to the stream. He says Ikem was tripping with those false starts.
He was on something else.
Huh?
What?
Just like
What?
did you see how he stood up out of his position? It was just like, huh?
What, me? You. And I love the look on Andy Dalton's face, and it's just like,
Dude, I feel like out of those 8 false starts, he had to have at least had 3 or 4. At least.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Because we know Zavala had one. Taylor Moton even had one.
Taylor Moton. Which is out of character. But I'll give him a pass because he's a buck, and that's not using his MO. Besides that, we can't. Our mantra before these past 2 regimes got here was to like pound it down your throat, and it's like Seattle was just like, look, y'all can't stop the run, so we're going to run the ball at you.
Yep.
And we couldn't stop it. They even took a play out of New Orleans playbook from last week, like, oh, we're going to put our big back in here. We're going to run a little wildcat on you.
Yep.
And it worked. So I get, and I know some folks are going to come with the excuse, we were missing Luvu, and Xavier Woods went out, and then CJ Henderson went out. Look, they were playing with a makeshift offensive line.
Yep.
A makeshift. Y'all let that sink in. They were playing with a makeshift offensive line and still was killing us with the run.
Yep. Because remember,
There's
they were hurting too, especially on the O line. Had no Charles Cross and like a
left
couple of other folks. So,
left guard was out, right guard was out.
yep,
So we're only missing our right guard. So there's literally no excuse. And okay, we're starting a rookie at left guard, but okay, you still got a veteran center,
yep,
a veteran left tackle. He's 2 years in, you're a vet. You have a veteran right tackle. Okay, cool. You have a veteran quarterback. Cool. That should hold some type of weight no matter where you go. Because it's not like Andy Dalton has never played in Seattle before. He's
right.
played there. He's won, so we should be okay. My issue is we now, as much as Gruber Hill, and well, I'm gonna say this first.
Hmm.
Y'all understand the importance now of why Shaq Thompson means so much to this team.
Thank you for saying that.
Y'all, you understand what all Shaq could be? No, because what y'all saw today was our linebackers not filling those gaps that Shaq normally fills in the run game.
Exactly.
So when we try to diminish what Shaq does to this team, realize today was a shining example of what a vet linebacker leader does. Gruber Hill, as much as we like him, is not that guy to do that. When Louisville went out, we had Deion Jones. There's a reason he's on his third or fourth team. Cool
Yes.
dude. There's a reason he's not good against the run.
Right.
Sorry, that's not your style. CJ Henderson went out. As much crap as we give him, CJ Henderson was a solid cornerback for us. Cool. We missed that leadership in that linebacker room because now, if Louisville's out for an extended period of time, which I hope he's not, you have no alpha dog in that linebacker room to help out with any stuff that's going on.
Oh yeah. If he's out long term, oh, we're screwed at the linebacker position.
Somebody call Brandon Smith. Call Brandon Smith's agent and say, hey, we might need you to come back. We need some help at the linebacker position because our defensive ends showed promise. But the thing that's concerning to me, Jay, like the most is we have all this beef that we're supposed to have up front in the middle. We're getting gassed
Yep.
in the middle with runs. Our defense, our outside linebackers, whatever they are, not holding containment.
Right.
That last touchdown by was it Walker?
Yeah.
Troy Hill as a corner. That's what I said. I was a corner. As a corner, you are the last line of defense on that edge. If that defensive end, the outside linebacker, don't get it, you cannot get sucked inside because, as we saw, he hopped, skipped, and he could have moonwalked into the end zone because nobody was open.
Literally.
Nobody. Chin is coming through the shift like he's like, oh, wait a minute. Troy, you're supposed to come on, dude.
Honestly, he could have high stepped into the end zone. Like,
Bro, he could have crawled. He could have bear crawled into the end zone, and he still would have got there in time. This game showed the chinks in our armor as far as we talked about it the other day. You can have an all-star coaching staff, but if your all-star coaching staff is not coaching up the second and third, you know what makes an all-star coaching staff? If you're coaching the second and third strings, that's an all-star coaching staff, not your starters, because they're a starter for a reason. Coach up your backups. What Seattle just demonstrated,
mm-hmm.
that is a coaching staff that coaches up your backup offensive linemen
Yep.
to get the job done.
Exactly.
Can you name me a legitimate corner on their secondary? Anybody. But you know what we did? They were in our receivers' pockets, which we all give them crap about.
Right.
But did I tell you Thursday? I said Adam Thielen was going to show out.
That he
Adam
did.
Thielen was
Leading
gonna show
receiver
out.
of the day.
And you know who showed out too today a little bit? Chark came up with some catches.
Yep.
And I give him that. But when I tell y'all, give Terrace Marshall a break.
He had 5 catches.
You throw him the ball, he actually can catch it. And you know what he does every time? He catches it with his hands.
Yes.
The only receiver I can really say besides Steelers that catches the ball with his hands. Oh, but he's a bust. No, he's not. We're just not throwing him the ball. We're doing a stupid rotation. And for some reason, we think Mingo is better than Marshall when he's not.
Hmm.
I hope the brother gets well soon because I know concussion is nothing to play with. So prayers up, my brother. Get well soon.
Oh yeah, for Mingo.
Harris Marshall's not a bust. He's got to get them in the ball. Hayden Hurst, again, I think he had maybe less than
He had
what
one catch.
one. Again, we're
One
not
catch for 11 yards.
we're not utilizing the tight ends.
Yeah, as a
Common
matter of
sense.
fact, each tight end had one catch.
And we're just slinging it all over the field. But bruh, it was a lot wrong. Like my wife even had to come into the living room. So that's why I got booted out of my room. But
Hmm.
came in the living room. She was like, "Honey, you sound excited." I said, "No, I'm just mad." I was excited for a minute.
Yeah. Joe Valesco, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I have to also say this. Jeremy Chin, dude, how in the world on that 2 point conversion you let the receiver dog you on a jump ball?
Tyler Lockett.
You literally are sitting there looking at the ball coming in that direction. How do you not jump that? You literally see it coming to you. Like it's raining, like it's about to hit you like a raindrop,
Bruh,
and you still let him catch it.
it was like slow motion,
It was
cuz.
it's already insulting that they even went for a 2 point conversion. They didn't even need it. They didn't even need it, and they went for it anyway, and y'all still let them get it.
Oh, that was just to rub it in.
Like, this team is so undisciplined.
Mm.
Icky, dude. This is your
Mm.
second year. Not to mention, correct me if I'm wrong. We played Seattle last season. Icky played that
He
game,
did.
so no excuse there.
Nope.
None. No excuse there. 8 false starts.
8.
8.
We just our offensive line. Oh my god.
And then we had 13 total penalties of up to 88 yards. Wow.
When I tell you like this game, my anxiety level, Jay, was through the roof because this is what it's like being a Panthers fan. It's like you get the best and worst of everything that goes on with this team, and you get excited and you want to be excited, and you're looking at everything. You're like, all right, offense is looking good. Okay, defense is stopping the ball now. For the most part, the defense made plays, but we just it's something about the run game where we look inept. We look like who shot John several times and then punted the football. We just I don't even know how to explain this all the way. And that's the part that's like is killing me. We look bad, man. And I want to so badly pinpoint one thing,
Yeah.
but you can't put your finger on one thing. And I said the thing that I was like, okay, and we gave him crap. Andy Dalton actually looked good,
Oh yeah.
and he
He gave
took.
our offense a chance.
Yeah, that's what I said. The man looks good. That's what I'm saying. And I was one of them. I'm like,
Same. Same.
do we really want Andy Dalton out there running the show? Yeah. Andy Dalton looks good. Andy Dalton was handling his business. So that's what a veteran presence does for you. It allows you to send your quarterback out there with the know-how, that he's going to get it done. And I called it.
Hmm.
They're going to open up the playbook. They're going to run things differently because Andy Dalton's in the game. Thank you, Frank Wright, for proving my point. You do not fully trust Bryce Young. You don't, because we didn't see these play calls the first 2 games of the season. We didn't see it.
Hmm.
And Andy Dalton is showing what a veteran quarterback does when he's put in a situation where he has to do a spot start.
Yep. 34 58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Andy Dalton, that's what I said. I will eat crow.
Same.
And I will eat crow, dude. You came out and was like, look, I'm a vet. I know what I'm about to do. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to air it out. And to your point, 34 for 58, 361, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
0 interceptions.
So he threw the ball 58 times with no picks because he's a veteran that knows how to get the job done.
Yep.
Now, did Geno Smith light us up? He did, but he didn't. 23 of 36, 296, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Now, total plays. We had 75, they had 71. So not bad. Total yards, 378 to 425. Okay, cool. Passing yards, we actually had more.
Yep.
334 to 279.
Hmm.
But you know what the kicker is? Rushing yards. We had, to your point, 44
Yep.
rushing yards to their 146.
Mm.
So when you can't run the ball, especially on the road, it showed its ugly face in this game. And to have, for a team that we are built on the mantra of keep pounding, we look like, I want to say, we look like kitty cats and not Panthers.
Mm.
We look like straight kitty cats. 44 rushing yards? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, that was a joke.
That's what's up, Corey.
What's
Corey.
going on, guys?
Meet Mr. Carolina. Mr. Carolina, Corey of Keep Pounding.
Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to
Nice to
meet you.
meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you. But that's
The
to the
triple threat.
point. Look, we're gonna keep it pushing here. We're gonna get it going. We had 13. We had 13 penalties for 82. Now we all both had the same amount of penalty yards. Cool, but we had 13. They only had 8. That's what's up.
Most of those were on Taylor Moton and Icky.
Oh, yeah.
See,
The
we're
eight
talking
false
about that.
starts. Yeah.
Just talking about that. Are your 2 left tackles, and then they came at critical points where we had short yardage, and we could have easily gotten a first down, and it changed the momentum of the game. But because we get these penalties, we it cuts off any momentum. Like I think the last one that we had, it was 4th and 2.
Killed 5 drives to my count.
Mm.
Completely notified. Was the last one? I think it was Icky or Moten, where we had that 4th and 2 that he hit Thielen on that 8-yard route, and we were about to drive in, and we could have gotten some points, but we get fourth. It goes from 4th and 2 to 4th and 7, and now we got to punt the ball again.
Yep.
We keep shooting ourselves in the foot with these stupid penalties, and then the fact that, like I said,
The illegal shifts too.
Oh, yeah. We had an illegal shift.
What
we
in
had
the world was that?
the crowd noise, and we had Bozeman. As much as I like Bozeman, that one was on the center
Yeah.
because you can't snap the ball in that moment where Andy, like you feel like Andy Dalton's face, he's like, I wasn't even ready for the ball, and you're snapping, and I'm like, oh, I gotta hurry up and grab it real quick. So, some of that is on the center, but these false start penalties, and I get Seattle is loud, are ridiculous. They're ridiculous, and to Corey's point, they killed all momentum that we were having on these drives. Killed it.
Yeah. Most definitely. And also, another thing I wanted to point out with our offense, check out third down efficiency. We were 10 of 19 to their 3 and 13.
Oof.
Like we were actually cooking on third downs more than we usually do.
Somehow, and the crazy part is we give we only gave up. Y'all really we only gave up 3 sacks today.
Yep.
I know it's not the greatest, but we only gave up 3 sacks. We only had two. Was it Matos? I think it was Matos today had 2 sacks.
Burns and Matos.
Yeah.
Okay, we had Justin Houston. I'm waiting for you to show up as well. We brought you over as a vet presence. I wait for you to do something more than just a bull rush, because all I see from Justin Houston is a bull rush. I get it, you're up there in age, but you've been in the league long enough to come up with a secondary move. You're not fast enough to do a speed rush. A bull rush ain't working on everybody. So we got to come up with a secondary move. Derek Brown, did y'all realize Derek Brown was our leading tackler coming in today's game? A defensive tackle?
I actually believe that.
Not surprised.
Our defensive tackle is the leading tackler on the team.
I didn't see him today though.
I didn't see much of him today either. Because they got like when you know who the best player on our team is, they're gonna take him out. And again, once Louvu left, our best player on defense, as much as I love Brian Burns, is Derek Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You take him out the game, we're gone. And now you take out one of our other veteran leaders, Xavier Woods. That's when I need Von Bell. We brought you over here too. I need you to step up and be a leader on defense and rally the troops. It didn't happen.
So the top tackler for this game today was actually Camus Grozier Hill. Had 10 total tackles.
Interesting.
Followed by Von Bell and then Derek Brown. Von Bell had 8. Derek Brown had 5. Well, him, Chen, and Franklin had 5. So, but we both definitely saw there were a ton of missed tackles. Like the Seattle running backs had so many like second and even third chances to like escape and get yardage. I mean, after all, Kenneth Walker, 18 carries, 97 yards. The 2 touchdowns. Zach Charbonnet, 9 carries, 46 yards. Those were the 2 that ate us up. Um, Here's another thing I don't get. Why the heck does Chuba only have 1 carry?
Good point.
For the second week in a row.
Good question.
For the second week in a row.
What's up, Mr. Gemini? He says, I'm disappointed. We keep beating ourselves. David Screws, what's up? I'm sick and we got to play the Dolphins for my birthday. Ooh.
Ugh.
See what they did. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
But Corey, I was telling Mr. Carolina, dude, didn't it look like on those false starts from Icky, he kind of just stood up and was like, huh?
Right.
Huh?
Like he was waiting on a signal call or something. Yeah.
Oh, man.
When you got Walker average 5 yards a pop, Kenneth Walker averaged 5 yards a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Our star back that we brought over, our star back, 9 carries, 24 yards. He under 3 yards a carry.
Ugh.
Under 3 yards a carry with 1 touchdown.
Well, he did come in injured. If you're talking about Miles Sanders, he did come in injured. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, why does Chuba only have 1 carry though? If that's the case,
I was about to say,
right?
Like,
Exactly.
And we don't have that Seattle has. We don't have a bruiser. Where is our bruising running back? Like we don't have that. Looks like Seattle has 2.
I feel like Miles could be a bruising running back, but the fact is, we ran into a brick wall, bro.
A literal.
Yeah.
Literal brick wall. It didn't matter what we tried to do running wise. It was just a brick wall. So everybody's just like, oh, yeah, we could sit back in coverage now because we know you're not going to run.
That's literally what they did. Sat back and was just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna make Andy Dalton beat us.
Speaking of
Definitely.
Andy Dalton, Mr. Gemini says, "What grade would y'all give Andy Dalton?" He gives him a B. Corey, you go first.
uh, yeah, I'll give him a B as well.
Okay, Mr. Carolina.
I give him an A-.
Actually, yeah, I'd give him a solid A, mainly because of what we went into this game with and how he still showed that he's a veteran that can produce. Now, I
Mm,
know to both of y'all's point, because I know Corey, you had spoke about this in your stream before you came into this one,
mm.
but was this really the game that Frank Reich decided to open up the
Open the
playbook?
playbook. Yeah, and it raises some very, very dangerous questions. You know.
Yeah. To that point, I told you, but I remember I talked about it on Thursday.
You
I
sure
said,
did.
watch us play differently with a vet in there than we are with the rookie. Because he trusts the veteran more than he does the rookie quarterback. Rightfully so. But again, with all the hype that Bryce Young is the most NFL ready of all quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks coming in, he was the most NFL ready. He's checking off plays. He's gained that trust throughout training camp. He's gaining that trust in practice. So why is he not gained that trust when it comes to the games on Sundays and Mondays that we see it translate to the field? It's all good when you're seeing it in practice, but I want to see it when it counts. We're
Right.
not
Right.
seeing that. We're not seeing that, but we see it with Andy Dalton. Plays are called a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
When Bryce Young comes back, are we going to see the same type of play calling? Or are we going to revert back to the vanilla offense that we've been running the first 2 weeks? That's my question to y'all too. Are we going to keep this play calling going when Bryce comes back, or is it going to be vanilla once he gets back in here?
And Bryce is supposed to be like 3 times smarter than all the rookies in this class. Either you believe in his intelligence or you don't. Because I had one comment in my chat saying, "Oh, he's not NFL ready because he doesn't know this playbook. He's not ready for it." And I'm like, okay, either you believe in his intelligence and the hype or you don't. You can't have it both ways.
No.
Otherwise, why is he here?
That.
Exactly.
Why do we trade up?
Yeah, especially trade up. Because, I mean, we had the,
Mm-hmm.
what, number 8 or number 9
Right.
position? So, I mean, we were still top 10, but we moved up to get him, and we got rid of our best offensive weapon.
He's hating Chicago. Not to get off topic.
No, go for it. Do it, dude. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Go
Do
for
it.
it.
Do it. I want to hear you do it. Go for it.
DJ, I know you're hating Chicago right. I'm sorry. I got your jersey on.
Hey, what do you think of Justin Fields now, DJ Moore, huh?
I'm
Oh,
hearing rumors that he's not happy in Chicago.
hey, NFL analyst, whatever happened to
Yeah, I
that
wonder
Justin
why.
Fields MVP talk? What happened? How do you feel now, NFL analyst? Huh?
You
Justin
had those
Fields
types of
MVP
numbers
talk.
against darn near the worst defensive secondary in the league.
He couldn't even get 100 yards.
He didn't even throw to DJ at all.
No, well, DJ, he got the
Oh
touchdown way
God,
late in the game, but it was
Yeah.
like now you
It took you
finally do
that long to
something.
throw it to him, though.
bro!
But
You got one of the best wide
I'm,
receivers in the league, and you're not even throwing to him, bro, for three
I'm
quarters.
done. Yo, I'm done.
Embarrassing.
and folks talk Justin Fields. We should have gotten Justin Fields.
Bro.
Justin Fields is the best quarterback out there. Oh, yeah, he's not a bust at all. Yeah, sure.
Bruh. Oh, you know what made me feel good today as well? Now, I'm gonna do one off topic thing that I had to laugh about. My wife even had to come into the room. She said, "Well, babe, at least y'all not the Broncos." I said,
Dang. Fair enough.
Wow.
Fair enough.
That is a fair
that
take.
had to make me laugh. I said, you know what? Because at first I thought my son was joking. I really thought my son was joking. He said, "Dad, did you see what the Broncos and the Dolphins game?" I said, "No, what are you talking about?" He said, "You know, the Dolphins scored 70 points." I said, "Wait a minute, what?" I said, "No, you're joking, right?" I said, "You're
That's
joking."
a basketball score.
That's some college football.
Yeah, you
That's
normally
some
see that
Madden
in
stuff
college
right there.
football. Shoot.
I said, "Yo." I said the coaches, the cheerleaders, the water boy, the parking lot attendant, everybody needs to be fired and then everybody's fired.
Oh
Even the
man.
janitor got something in on that one.
That had to make me feel good. Oh
Oh
my
man.
God.
Bruh.
I have never laughed so hard. And I'm just, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, we could be Broncos fans. We could be Broncos fans. So
Oh.
at least we find some silver lining in that one.
Yeah.
Was it Sean Payton? I bet you wish you would have stayed retired coaching. I bet you wish you would have stayed.
Oh man.
You look like a hot. Oh my God, I'm crying, dude. That's I
Ugh.
was done.
Um.
But look, yo, I say that as Panthers fans, as bad as it is over here, we could be Broncos fans. We
True.
could be Bears fans. We're
Yeah.
not. We at least have something to fall back on. But the part for me, in all seriousness, that's discouraging for a little bit is we have no first round pick. So all this losing is not helping because we don't have a first round draft pick in this upcoming draft. We
Right.
have nothing to look
Yeah.
forward to. And we have Minnesota coming up next, who's coming off a loss. We
Right.
had was it Miami after that?
I think it's Lions and then Miami.
Oh gosh.
We are
And the
possibly
Lions have been playing well too.
we're possibly looking at 0-6 heading into our bye.
Whew.
So
Ooh.
now I pose that question to you, Jay, and Corey. I'm gonna pose it to you as well. Bless you. I'm gonna pose it to you as well. If we start off, 0-6 heading into that bye, are we looking at this team and Frank Wright any differently? Are we looking to make trades coming out of that bye? That's a two-part question. Are we looking at Frank Wright differently? And are we looking to make a big trade coming out of the bye?
You want to go first, Corey, or me?
You go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna gather my thoughts on this.
So, first question, yes, I would have to definitely look at Frank Wright differently, for sure. To your second question, because it is an early buy, yes. If it was a later buy, like the year where we had a buy like week 13, then I would say no. But because we have our earlier buy this season, yes.
Um, yeah, I'm already looking at Frank Wright with some suspicion, man. I was already looking at him with suspicion when he started messing around with the depth chart in preseason. So I've already gotten several red flags off of this guy right now.
Okay.
You know, and another big one was when we signed Troy Hill and he didn't even play him during the third preseason game. How do you know you got your money's worth out of the 1.2 that you just spent on Troy Hill? I mean, that's a big red flag right there. The guy could be over the hill. You don't know. So I mean, Frank has now closed up the playbook for Bryce, and he's opened it up for Andy, which this is making me even more antsy towards Frank. I don't like this. He's starting to look like a glorified car salesman. He really is. And I mean, a lot of people are buying it, man. They're buying the cheap car,
Yeah.
knowing it's trash. And he's saying, "Oh yeah, this is a beautiful, shiny new car. Yeah, it looks great. Upholstery looks great. The engine looks great. Everything looks great in it. Runs perfectly. You get it, and it's a piece of junk. And you're immediately taking it to the mechanic the first week you get it.
It's
I mean, really.
And then,
This is how is this different than Matt Rule at this point? How is this
ouch.
different?
Ouch.
And I don't mean to throw him under the bus completely because I know he had some success, but today he just proved to me that he pretty much put the playbook in the hands of the quarterbacks that he had.
Throw him
He
under the
had
bus.
no playbook at all. He just let the quarterbacks run the circus.
Yeah.
Because you got to think he had Matt Ryan, he had who Jacoby Brissett.
Hmm.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. And didn't he have the last stint of Andrew Luck, or was that after?
I think he had Andrew Luck last year.
Okay. That's what I thought.
How did that turn out for him?
Not well.
Yeah.
And
And
not to mention the Colts refused to get Matt Ryan a line, which how is that different from the Falcons that didn't give him a line either? So of course he's not going to be successful. So I mean, in retrospect, Frank is the culprit here. And sorry for all the coughing here, but this team is literally making me sick.
uh, uh
I feel like every time we're watching a Panthers game, we're getting rickrolled. You know, we buy into the hype every time in the first half. We take the bait every time and we think, oh yeah, this is a beautiful opportunity for us to turn the corner, and then nope, rickrolled in the
and
second half.
before we go into cuz got some comments to catch up on. What was your answer to the second part? Uh
The second part, should we trade a player? Um, who are you thinking about trading?
Oh
It
no,
depends heavily on that.
who do you think? Well, let me rephrase it. If we start out like this, do we try to recoup? Do we try to recoup that first round draft pick that we gave up to get Bryce Young? Should we?
it's probably well, I think it's
Ugh.
probably
It would
necessary.
take somebody probably like Brian Burns to do that because we were offered 2 firsts for Brian Burns
Hmm.
several times.
Oh,
The value of that.
Mhm. And if Scott Fitterer, should Scott Fitterer be on the hot seat as well
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
he formed
Mm,
this team.
I would say no. Scott has really been trying to do his very, very best to get this team back in order. And the 53-man roster looks so good, man, going into this season. It looks so good. You know, you're going to have a little bit of a rough spot somewhere in your roster. It's never going to be perfect. You know, you're going to have like a 95%, no
Um
matter who you no matter who you roll with. Sorry.
I guess
Um,
just with the idea if we get to that point and we're 0-6, I mean, ugh, I mean, because the
but
losses they unfortunately add up, and that's my only thing with that. But
the thing is, like, Scott has been proven to be manipulated, by coaches.
mm,
And it started with Matt Rule with his terrible choices, that he wanted. And Scott's just like, okay, you know. And at the time, I was just like, okay, well, he's trying not to rock the boat. He just got the job. He's
right,
trying to stay on Tepper's good side. But now this year, it's like, okay, well, he's got free reign of the roster, but he's still being manipulated into picks. Ajaro's DJ Johnson. I mean, Steve Smith with Bingo. But I mean, that was a good pick though.
hmm,
I give him credit for that one. But you know, at times when we really, really needed a certain position filled, it would be okay. Uh,
yeah.
let him be. He's being manipulated.
We also moved up to get DJ Johnson too.
Yeah, which frustrates me even more because he might have still been available the next round.
Yeah, most likely.
You wouldn't have
Um,
needed to do that, and you would have got another player.
True. So just to get caught up in the chat, Mr. Gemini said, and Chuba getting only one carry is unexcusable. Facts. Um,
Especially after I hyped him up last week.
yeah, exactly. David Screws says, I'm still mad at Frank. He should have opened up this playbook to Bryce. It's ridiculous. I called it.
Yep,
I said he's going to open up the playbook for Andy.
you did, dude. You called it. We were having that discussion last night, bro.
And Mr. Gemini said, if we go 0-6, Frank and Fit needs to go. Oof.
I'll say Frank needs to go, but not Fit.
I can agree with
But
that.
if things continue to go downhill and the picks that Scott Fitterer does on his own without being manipulated go downhill, then I'll start to go in that direction.
Okay. Mr. Carolina, what do you think?
I say Frank needs to go, and that was the point that I was making before the season started when this whole process was going on. And I said I'm gonna keep beating this dead horse. You and I, that's what I said. My brother, love you to death. We've had this discussion about Wilkes and Frank Wright coming into this season. We've had a discussion,
Right.
and people are going to point to Steve Wilkes' record with Arizona. But let's not forget, he was given a raw deal in Arizona when he got that roster. That roster was meant to fail.
Yep.
Let's call it spade a spade. That roster was meant to fail.
Yep.
He got this situation from Matt Rule's roster. The same gentleman that Matt Rule had brought in. He actually got to play competitive football. Now, was to everybody's liking? Did I say he did everything perfect? Absolutely not.
Right.
But when you have a leader of grown men, and again, I've been in the locker room with grown men from either playing for college or semi-pro ball. I've been in the locker room with grown men. If I don't believe the smoke that you're selling me, sir, I'm going to look at you like, okay, you're just trying to do this because you don't want to be around your wife and kids. So you're just going to talk to me like, okay, dude, go sit down. I'm not believing you. And I've had a coach where I'm sitting there like, this idiot don't know what the hell he's talking about. Okay. We had that with Matt Rule. He was an idiot that didn't know what he was talking about. Now, Frank Wright comes over here. He gets this hype because we wanted this. Excuse me. I didn't want it. I don't give a damn what side of the ball you coach. I just want an adequate coach.
Right.
We wanted this defensive-minded coach, right? We got him because he threw a pass for the Panthers. Who gives a damn? I don't care if you threw the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth pass for me if you don't know how to coach.
Facts.
Not to mention we still lost that game.
That's what I'm saying. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he came back to his roots and da. We made it seem like Frank Rice was this Hall of Fame coach coming in here to save the day. He wasn't. He couldn't save the day in Indy. He was a part of a staff that won a Super Bowl, Philly. Cool. Somebody please tell me how many Super Bowls he went to in Indianapolis.
Just a playoff appearance or two. That's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But we expected that same guy that couldn't get the job done in Indy, who had how many years to get it done in Indianapolis?
And 3 of the best quarterbacks in the league at the time, too.
And couldn't get it done.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey. Because you couldn't get it done. So now you're coming over here with this again. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna beat this drum. All-star coaching staff, because that's all the hype that we heard.
Right.
But it's not translating to the field. So I said it, and I'm gonna keep beating the horse. Matter of fact, I know it's different, and I know they got athletes too. But have you taken a look at San Francisco's defense?
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Somebody hit the buzzer. Who's coaching that defense? Oh, wait. The guy we let go.
From Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
Guess what they just said? Who has the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL right now? Oh, wait.
And who's undefeated right now?
Oh, yep. They're in San Francisco.
Not
who
to
advocated
mention,
to get Panthers players too, like CMC.
Not to mention, I got to throw this out. Do you know all three of their games they have scored 30 points? All
Consistently.
three. All three.
How many points have they given up?
7, 23, 12. Wow. And guess who the leading rusher is in the league?
I'm gonna guess Houston
CMC.
Panther. Houston.
Ooh, man.
We have a bad habit as an organization of letting our, like you said the other, we let our talent go elsewhere and shine. And it kills me because we have them in house and we don't treat them the same. We ran CMC into the ground and then we got rid of him.
And we're doing the same thing to Miles Sanders now.
You're gonna run him to the
Yeah.
ground. And who do we do before that one? We ran Cam into the ground. And then we was like, you know what?
And you know what's crazy? CMC's over in the Bay Area like, shoot, I don't even have to do all the work.
He don't. That's what I'm saying.
He
I don't
just
even-
crossed
I don't
over
even- I don't even have to
5,000
do all the
rushing
work.
yards career.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
I want y'all to. You know what kills me, and this how much coaching goes a long way. Who the hell is San Francisco's quarterback?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. The people nobody even paid any attention to like 2 or 3 years ago.
Who's Brock Purdy?
Now
Who
he's
is-
won like how many straight games in a row?
You see what coaching does for you? Good coaching, putting your players in position to succeed. That's the point I'm making. Jordan Love is lighting it up in Green Bay.
Yep.
Why? Coaching. You put your players in a position to be successful.
Yeah.
Bad coaching.
Yeah.
Bad coaching isn't. You know what? Matter of fact, did anybody see the Arizona Dallas game?
Oh, yeah, the one where Arizona got their
Dallas.
first win.
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback? Somebody, please name me Arizona.
Actually, let me pull that up right quick because I'm even curious.
You see the points I'm making here?
do.
Y'all see the
Josh
points
Dobbs.
Wow.
Who?
Joshua Dobbs.
Again, who? Mike Jones.
Who? Yeah, exactly.
Who? Come on, man. Who? Nobody knows this guy. I think he played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
You could pull any random quarterback off the quarterback bench and coach him up well, and they'll become a freaking Pro Bowler at this point.
You know what's funny though?
Like he is coaching.
Guess who got their first win today? Did y'all see the Texans game?
CJ Stroud.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
Oh, they
did.
beat
Guess how many yards
Jacksonville.
Guess how many yards he threw for?
280. 2 touchdowns, 20 of 30. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And they won by 20.
And guess what they, ladies and gentlemen, guess what they have? A first-year head coach, a first-year quarterback. Name me one receiver on the Houston Texans. Oh, wait, you can't. We don't know who they are. But we brought over Frank Wright, and we're 0-3.
Ugh.
Who the hell
You
does
know who
Houston
the
have?
culprit is?
Who the hell does Houston have on defense that anybody could even name?
Well, they do have Shaquille Griffith and
Stop. You stop it. You stop it right now. You stop it. Don't do that. Stop it right now. My point is, we keep talking about in Carolina, we keep talking about patience, right? We keep talking about patience. It's a first-year coach with a rookie quarterback. Houston has a first-year head coach with a rookie quarterback with a no-name defense, with offensive linemen that nobody could ever name, because I guarantee you none of them are going to a Pro Bowl. But guess what they do? They put up numbers every week. They may lose, not this week, but they actually look exciting on offense, and the defense actually does something. Us, on the other hand, we make excuse after excuse after excuse. And it started when we signed Matt Rule to a stupid 7-year deal.
yeah.
Oh, give him time. Oh, give him time. We're going to do the same thing with Frank Reich. Mark my words. oh, give him time. No, I don't want to give you any more time because we haven't made the playoffs in 5 years. You don't get time over here, bro. We're tired of waiting. Sick of
Yeah.
waiting on, oh, wait. I'm tired of screaming at my TV every Sunday and Monday, hoping for a win. I had to
True,
tell.
but we also don't want to turn into the Jacksonville Jaguars that have a turnout of like one coach per year. You know, one brand new coach per year.
We
So
don't.
And to Mr. Carolina's point, the Texans points first game 25, second 31, third or actually nah, first game 9, second game 20, third game 37. So they've
We keep giving excuses because Mr. Tepper's point when he first got here, we don't want mediocrity. Playboy, we looking real mediocre right about now.
yep.
this is the definition of mediocre right now.
We looking real mediocre,
And
I
I'm the
hope,
first one that said it.
and I know he ain't gonna watch it, but I hope you do watch this because I'm gonna give you two raw and uncut and unfiltered.
Go for
This
it.
is why this is the best show on YouTube. I don't like you. You're bad for Carolina. You take yourself back to Pittsburgh, homie. We don't want that down here. I want a legitimate owner that's not just gonna throw dollar signs at a team and think it's cool because you're a trust fund baby that made your money. No, cuz know the game of football. You don't know football, and you're throwing dollar signs at these coaches, thinking something's going to hit. Matt Rule should have never been here.
You
Never.
can't buy wins.
You can't. But he's used to doing that in the line of business that he comes from, and he thinks that's going to translate over to the football
You're a
field.
hedge fund manager. This is the
That's
NFL, bro. You're in the wrong area.
you're in the
And
wrong business.
I gotta point this out, and then I'm gonna go to the chat. Owner since 2018. 2018, 7-9. 2019, 5-11. 2020, 5-11. 2021, 5-12. 2022, 7-10. And right now, 0-3. This dude is 29 of 56.
And I don't want to hear it when he starts crying over the fact that, oh, the NFLPA is going to change out the turf. Like, I don't even want to hear it.
That's we're
Look how
starting.
many injuries are going on right now in the NFL because of turf.
Bruh, it's he's starting to look like we're starting to look. That's what I say. I live here in DC. He's starting to look like Dan Snyder. He's starting to look a lot like Dan Snyder.
Ugh.
That's why they was ready to get rid of him up this way. Get him out of there. You came from an organization, and crazy enough around here, a lot of people are Pittsburgh fans. Pittsburgh established a culture from years ago that if you notice Pittsburgh football, they don't get off of what they do well. You play solid defense and offense. Don't do anything stupid. Just don't do anything stupid. Now they have something going on this year, but they have a head coach that consistently gets the best out of his players. Mike Tomlin is a hell of a coach. Always gets the best out of his players.
Right.
We don't do that. We had a owner that came in here that tried to get away from our own mantra. How dare you try to get rid of keep pounding? Are you slow? Is something wrong with you? That's what we do. What do you mean get rid of keep pounding? We are keep pounding. That's what we do.
Exactly.
And then you're going to try to change that? And then you're going to
Facts.
backtrack. Nah, cuz that ship has already sailed with me. No, you can't
You
backtrack.
already screwed up.
You were done. And then,
Yeah.
me and my wife are here making decisions. You and your wife, get out of here. Now, I don't want to hear none of that. I want to see none of neither one of y'all know football. The wife is over here hung up on all the players. Nobody wants to see all that. Man, get out of here, yo.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Let's get caught up on the chat a little bit. Let's see. Vietnam, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Lock Poppy as well.
Good.
B Writer, good to see you.
Good.
Vietnam says, did Mingo score today or something? I only saw him drop a few key passes and catch a couple. 3 catches, 21 yards, but he was out for the rest of the game due to a concussion.
Right, it was DJ Chark that got the touchdown.
Right. Yeah, him and Thielen got a touchdown.
Yep.
David Screw says, "How about when we stopped them on fourth down, then they measured it and the refs moved the ball and gave them the first down? That made me upset."
Yes. Can we
Yo,
please talk about that? Because that was garbage.
Hot
Y-
garbage.
How are
yo,
you going to move the ball spot after bringing out the chains
the
and
dude
measuring it?
literally fell
After
knee
doing that,
first, way before he crossed that line, and they
like
spot the
what?
ball and then they change it.
That goes against every NFL rule that has to do with that. You can't change it after the fact. That is pure garbage.
This is
Like,
the
We've had
last.
garbage roughing all 3 games. And that right there is just embarrassing.
it was
If
This is
you're a
ridiculous.
referee and you see that,
shame. Total shame. You should be ashamed.
total shame.
You need to be fired too. All y'all need to
Yep.
have y'all checks voided. Matter of fact, send me your check. All y'all checks need to be voided.
Yep.
Shame.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk home.
Yep.
Like I was livid because like I was like, yes, we stopped them, and then they did that mess, and then did the measurement, even with the measurement, and I'm like, y'all know dang on well that's not a first down.
They don't care, dude. We,
They don't
to,
care.
to
They're
this
biased against us, bro.
to this point here, real quick.
They've
and
been biased.
I know this is a little off topic, but I'm looking at these targets here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at targets. Thielen had 14.
Uh-huh.
Chark had 11. Miles Sanders had 9. Terrace Marshall had 8. Mingo 6. Trimble 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hurst 3. Thomas 1. Chuba 3. Laviscus. Wait a minute. Didn't we have all this hype about Laviscus coming into the season about how he's going to be this game changer for us, and yet you have 1 target for no
Why was
yards?
he not throwing the ball?
Because
Maybe he was not open.
this is Frank Wright's, but somehow some way, we got the best out of Laviscus last year. How many touchdowns did he score for us towards the end of the season last year when he was looking like a Debo? He was supposed to be our Debo Samuel, and he was breaking all sorts of tackles last year, and we were moving him. We were throwing him screens. We would just hand him the ball, let him use his physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we not? It's like we keep trying to do things that are out of our scope and comfort zone, because it's like Frank Wright is trying to prove a point that I'm this guru of an offensive coordinator, a head coach, whatever he wants to be, because apparently he wants to be a head coach and an offensive coordinator. Don't do both. That's not you. Stick to one. Give Thomas Brown the playbook. That's what
Seriously.
he's going to do.
Facts.
You have, again, Thielen, 11 catches, 145 yards. DJ Chark, 4 for 86. Miles Sanders, 5 for 38. Terrace Marshall, 5 for 35. Bro, we look, and I'm looking at this too. Oh my God. To that point earlier, Miles Sanders, 9 carries, 24 yards. Andy Dalton, 2 carries for 11 yards. Laviscus, 2 carries for 7 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 1 carry for 2 yards. What are we doing? What are we doing? We had 11.
I don't think we even know what we're doing.
We had 15 carries. Excuse me. 14 carries. 14
You can
carries.
listen to Frank in a press conference and he just dodges questions like the Matrix. He has no idea what he's doing. He has no plan.
Apparently
Like somebody,
he was saying, we're still a good team.
he like somebody
And
drunk.
he refuses to change the playbook.
He looked like somebody drunk uncle that just rolled off the couch. That's what Frank Wright looks like. A drunk uncle that just woke up in the fourth quarter was like, "Oh wait, is the game on? Oh okay, just give me,
Yeah.
pass me another." That's what he looks like.
Let's
Like,
let's see.
dude,
Vietnam Vietnam says, I don't think that anyone should be fired this year other than the scouting department who promoted these picks that we made. I'd give Scott and Frank till next year to prove they can get it done. Um,
Mm,
Mr. Gemini says we cannot stop the run. Facts.
Oh,
yeah,
Vietnam also says, whoa, 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 the 49ers defense has been good way before Wilts got there, which is true, but I
true.
think what we're overall saying is that, insert Wilkes into the picture and, the good stuff still keeps going. You know what I
Right.
mean?
my
Because
point.
Wilkes is a defensive guy. So
My,
that's
my
understood.
point. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. My point I was trying to make with that one is you had your leaders in this locker room vouching for this man.
Yep.
These are the men that you're paying to play the game.
Yep.
That's the point I'm making here. If you have we're not talking about scrubs. We're not talking about guys at the back of the bench. Your alpha dogs in your locker room saying, yo, we want this guy back. So what does
Mm-hmm.
Tepper do? Nah, I'm going to buck the trend. I'm going to go with this guy. I know what y'all said, but y'all play the game. I'm going to bring whom I want to bring in. And then
He wanted an offensive-minded head coach. I mean, you
Yep.
got one, but how's that working for you?
it's not. And to the
And
point
we
that
missed the boat on the Chiefs offensive coordinator. He just went to Washington.
Eric Bieniemy,
Yeah. Why he chose to go to Washington, I don't know. But okay.
they look
That's
bad.
besides the point.
They look bad today. And I made this point Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw it or not. I made this point Thursday, and I'm going to bring it back up. This is how this system works, and it's the funniest thing in the world. And I think we've already answered this question. A couple of guys in the comments did. We hire Frank Wright, but then we bring in an offensive coordinator that looks like who? We bring in a defensive coordinator that looks like who?
Uh-oh.
Mm,
So you're trying to make up for letting said person go because I'm gonna keep it a little PG on this one. You let him go, but then you bring in an offensive coordinator and your assistant head coach to fall behind this guy. Okay, but then your offensive coordinator, who comes from an offense that was better suited than yours, you come out of your mouth and say, well, I'm not ready to hand the offense over to him. Then why did you bring him here?
exactly.
Mm.
What
He
is
Mm.
he
don't
actually doing for his dollars right now?
just
Is he a glorified towel boy? What is he doing?
did you see him walking around? And it's like when you see Andy Dalton coming to the side, he doesn't even go to Thomas Brown. He goes to Frank Wright.
Right.
And you just see
What
Thomas
is his
Brown.
actual job?
If somebody can tell me, I would love to know. Because you brought this man over here because he's this offensive, like he's this hard work. He bigged him up. He bigged him up. He bigged him up. And that's what I can't stand. You big this man up. You bigged him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive mind. He's coming from this wonderful offense in Los Angeles. He comes to Carolina, and you're saying, well, I'm not ready to hand the offense over to him. What?
And
I'm going to keep calling the plays.
That's like Matt Rule putting Bozeman on the bench for half the year.
yeah.
No sense.
That made me absolutely irate.
Cause it's like I
You
was
have
telling,
no idea.
cause it was like I was telling Mr. Carolina in the Thursday stream. I'm like, you do realize the OC that you got worked under Super Bowl winning coach Sean McVay, right?
Ugh, this is not a good look for you,
Genius
Frank.
offensive coordinator. Genius offensive coordinator. Sean McVay is one of the brightest minds in football.
Right.
And so for him to sing high praise, they didn't want to let Thomas Brown go.
Yep.
He came over, he was like, oh, okay. And then Frank Wright's ego, mark it down. Frank Wright's ego is going to sink this ship faster than the Titanic. Because
Facts.
ego says, I have to have full control of this offense that really didn't work in Indy but I'll come over here to Carolina. It's going to work. No, it's not. If I could throw this laptop, I would. My wife would get pissed. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because it didn't work over there. But we're going to come to Carolina, where to your point, Corey, you had 3 good quarterbacks in Indy. You had 3 good quarterbacks. You couldn't make it work.
Yeah, confirm my theory.
All of a sudden, you come to here with a rookie quarterback, and you still can't make it work. And again, to the point that I made Thursday, a quarterback's best friend is the tight end. Why does Hayden Hurst only have 1 catch today? Why did he only have 1? Why the hell did you sign him? For what? For blocking?
We already had 2 blocking 3-year deal, too.
We already got 2 blocking tight
ends. Furthermore, why do we have 5 tight ends on the 53-man roster and only 2 quarterbacks? Somebody please explain that one to me.
What?
Oh, man.
What a joke. Stephen Sullivan, what are we even doing with Stephen Sullivan anymore?
I have
this
no
dude should
idea.
be out on the free agent couch.
So I got a crazy stat to mention to y'all, and this is probably going to shake some folks, especially some folks in the chat. But CJ Stroud is the first player in NFL history to have at least 900 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and 0 interceptions in his first 3 career starts. Wow.
I'm about to close my computer down.
Wow.
I'm done.
You know, I vouched for CJ at the beginning.
Oh, man.
You know, and I thought this dude was the guy that we should draft, you know. But over time I got more and more sold on Bryce Young, and I said, okay, you know, this dude's hitting all his passes, he's doing everything he's supposed to do in training camp and preseason, checking all the boxes. He looked good. And I was like, okay, I green light him starting, you know, as a fan.
Right.
I'm cool with it. But
and I think
Frank refuses to give him the playbook.
Right. Agreed. And I think the crazy thing about this is there was a whole lot, especially the NFL analysts, that really talked down to CJ Stroud because of the whole IQ test thing. And this dude is slinging it like it's nothing these first 3 games.
What did he call
it? I had a huge issue with that IQ test in the first place, because who gives an IQ test at 11:45 at night? The dude hasn't eaten. He wants sleep. He's probably dog tired from all the other stuff that he's had to do, workouts and team meetings and all kinds of other stuff. You know how packed these guys' schedules are. Who schedules this at 11:45 at night?
Some moron. It has to be some moron.
Yeah.
He said,
I had a major problem with that. I went to bat for CJ on that one.
I know he said, I am a ball placement specialist. That's what CJ Stroud said he was, a ball placement specialist. And he showed that at Ohio State.
Yep.
He showed that. That's what said. I wanted CJ Stroud. I wanted Anthony Richardson. I want Bryce Young. To me, was like, oh my God. I had to talk myself into the Bryce Young debate. I honest to God, I had to talk myself into it, because as I told Jay, Anthony Richardson reminded me of Cam Newton 2.0. He just reminded me of Cam. His play style, I dig it. CJ Stroud, I was like, okay, if we get that dude, cool. He knows how to place the ball. He's mobile enough to get out of the pocket. He's tall enough. He's accurate enough. Okay, cool. He doesn't make dumb decisions with the ball because he didn't do that at Ohio State. But to that point, they put so much emphasis on this testing. That's cool. Can you do it on the field? Are you doing it on the field? CJ Stroud is showing right now, again, with a first-year head coach, his first offensive coordinator, an offensive line that nobody can name one starter on that offensive line. They have a second-year receiver that's tearing it up. He is slinging the ball like we wanted Bryce Young to do, but he's not doing it. And all of a sudden, we have this fake, and I'm going to call it what it is. We all of a sudden had this fake ankle injury. Then all of a sudden just pops up out of nowhere. All his ankles hurt. Yet he finished the game, no problem at all.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, going to the Seattle game, he has an ankle injury. Sound kind of suspect to y'all?
A little sus.
A little.
Like, come on, man. That sounds a little suspect.
I mean, I saw the play that he had that rolled up ankle though. Yeah. You could go 50-50 with this.
It sounds like a head coach that said, you know what, my rookie quarterback looks like a deer in the headlights. I think I got this one wrong. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to go back to my vet. Hopefully we can get a W in Seattle, which this game was a winnable game.
Yep.
It was a winnable game against one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah.
That's what I said about the Saints game too when I was in house. Is first half it looked like a winnable game. Same thing with the Falcons, it looked like a winnable game. And then you get into the second half because we haven't done anything offensively, and these guys are dog tired. They're exhausted. So of course they're going to make mistakes.
But you know what that comes down to? Coaching.
Yep.
Have to make the adjustment. Same thing with the rule era.
Frank doesn't know anything about adjustments.
That's what's the same with Matt Rule. We refuse to make adjustments after halftime, and it shows in every second half we played with these previous two coaching regimes. We refuse to make changes. Other teams are like, look, we're going to adjust to this. Carolina ain't doing this well, so this is what we're going to do. When we scored that touchdown, I was like, okay, we may have something. To that point, they fooled us. We was like, oh, we got something.
We all took the bait, bro.
Yeah.
Every one of us.
Hook line, look.
They admit it. You know you did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said, oh, I'm screaming. I'm like high-fiving my son. I'm like, yes, we got something. Then I'm like, the rest of the game, I'm sitting back.
Okay. You reel in your fish, and it's just a bunch of seaweed.
They just happen to find
every time
some way to lose a game. It's
every single game, bro. It's like how?
Let's see. Oh yeah, Lock Poppy mentioned Joshua Dobbs, former Tennessee legend, when it came to the Arizona quarterback.
Yep.
Mr. Gemini says, "Who do you think called the plays today?" Frank.
Right. You could see him literally with the thing over his mouth, calling the plays. You literally see him.
Yeah.
Now somebody give me a camera of Thomas Brown. I guess he's just sitting there with his arms folded like this. He'll probably look at the playbook, but the fact that he's just looking. Like,
yeah.
I left Los Angeles for this. I could have still been in LA with the good weather and the beaches.
Yep.
And I came here to play second fiddle to a guy that couldn't get it done in his previous stop. Where I came from, I literally just won a Super Bowl a couple years ago, and that was me calling these plays.
Mm-hmm.
To playing second fiddle to a guy that has us 0.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
What are we? 0-6, technically speaking.
Yeah.
We are if you count preseason, we are 0-6.
Yep.
Right.
And not to mention, him and Sean McVay were tight. Yep.
You know how mad I would be, bro, if I left California to come here.
For real, though.
Like, you know how pissed I would be? Like, seriously? I left a good, cushy job in California, bro. You called me to come call plays over here and let me do that. So why am I here?
And then Frank Wright talking about, at some point, I'm going to hand the keys over to Thomas Brown.
No, you're not, you liar.
I haven't decided,
lying, bro?
I haven't decided on a time yet, but just know that I'm going to turn the keys to Thomas Brown.
At what point, though? After we've already gone like 0-10 or something?
What was he going to do?
Wait turn it over when there's no saving the season at all?
Yeah, what was he going to do?
Like, come on, man.
Turn over the keys when we're out of playoff contention? Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh,
this it's a joke, fam. Like it's a joke.
It really is. It's a circus
to watch this, and it's like that kid I feel like that one commercial with the guy dangling the fish. Oh, you got to be quicker than this when they're dangling little thing.
Oh my goodness, that's messed up.
That's
That's how they
perfect.
keep doing us as
That's
fans.
perfect.
You got to be quicker than this. That's how I feel as a fan. We got to be a little bit
Yep.
quicker. And it's like, oh my god, dude.
Every
She tried to
single
snatch it. He was
game,
like, nope.
bro.
Yeah,
Every
it's like,
game.
we're not quick enough. We're not on the draw. Again, we
Oh man.
have an owner that came over and he thought because I came from the Steelers organization that I really had nothing to do with their success. If you think about it, did Federer really have anything to do with Pittsburgh's success? Relatively speaking, no. You were just you were part of it. You were part of it. So he's like, because I'm Scott Fitterer and I'm a billionaire, I'm going to come down here and Winnie's going to follow me to Carolina. No, stupid. That's not how sports works. Sorry, somebody lied to you. You actually have to build a competent staff. You sit in the press box like most owners do, and you shut up and you write the check. That's what you do. But no, you got to put your input to think you know more about football than the guys that actually play the game. I don't even know if David Tepper actually
Same
plays.
mistake Arthur Blank made with the Falcons.
Oof.
You don't play football.
You see that man prowling the sidelines like he owns the place, and he does own the place, but
you don't know football.
The ego.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't know football. Stay in the press box. Stay where you belong, up there in the box.
Exactly. We don't want you down here on the sidelines.
No, we don't need you.
You stay in your lane, we'll stay in ours.
How it is. He doesn't get it his way. And that's since David Tepper, to your point, though, Jay, since David Tepper got here, mediocrity said it's something that he will not tolerate. We've been over 30 games below mediocrity.
He's tolerating it right now, son.
Currently 29 and 56 since he became the owner.
Tolerating it right now.
You are the epitome of mediocrity because your way is not working.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
If your way is not working, you think a bright mind would say, you know what? Let me sit back because I obviously don't know what I'm doing. I hired a GM. Do your job. Mr. Fitterer, you came over. Scott Fitterer came from Seattle too, so I know this game had to sting even more.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so.
Scott was doing so much to keep us afloat, even during the Matt Rule era. You'd be surprised. And now he builds up this $70 million roster, and he says, we can't even get a single win here? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I did all of this for you. This is how we thank him?
Somebody asked me this question, though, as well.
So
embarrassing.
We have 5 million tight ends, right? Why do we have no depth at the cornerback position?
That's a solid question.
How many cornerbacks did we let go?
Right in the gut.
Dude, I'm still upset as far back as us letting Stephon Gilmore go.
We have no depth.
I hear that one.
Okay, to that point, second point. Where the hell is the depth at the linebacker position?
Oh. Well, at this point, it's pretty non-existent, especially,
to the fact that you had to bring Deion Jones back. That's how little depth we have at the linebacker spot. So we pretty much said, Shaq and Frank, you're playing all season, and we don't think nothing's going to happen to you. Oh, wait, it did. So now you lost both your starting linebackers. Now we're playing with backup linebackers, which didn't work well for the run defense today.
Sure enough, didn't.
Our secondary show why it's important to have depth. That's what I talk about, Jimmy. When I talk about running an organization properly, Seattle secondary is god awful, which Jay pointed out Thursday. God awful. But you know what? They coached him up.
Yep. Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll is one of those coaches that you run through a brick wall for. And I'm gonna say this for the last time, and I know we get tired of talking about Steve Wilks. Steve Wilks actually is a coach I would run through several brick walls for because if you look at his pregame speeches after games, I actually was like, you know what, win, lose, or draw, I would go punch the biggest dude in the room in the face for this guy because that's a leader of men, because that's what he does. He leads. Frank Reich again. I'm gonna keep Frank Reich and Matt Rule made you want to just. I don't know if you ever seen that meme of David Chappelle show. I think I sent it to you, Jay, when it was like, "Boo this man, boo." That's what
Oh,
I like doing. I feel like taking
Mm.
the hat off and throwing it and just saying, "Boo this man, boo."
yeah.
And they,
Yeah.
I'm ready to throw this. I want to throw it now. I want to throw this hat because I get so annoyed watching them talk. It's like, yo, y'all are the worst thing that happened to this team. Matter of fact, is anybody watching the Nebraska football game? They look hot garbage. I watch it just to laugh. Hot garbage.
Yeah.
Good luck. Hot garbage. Good luck, Nebraska. You suck.
Dion
Um,
showed you what a real coach looked like, man.
yeah, no kidding. Um, let's see. Little bunch more comments came in. Let's see. B Rider. Most Windu, welcome to the stream. B Rider says, I hate that we lost to Seattle of all teams. I hate that Team City Stadium. We had some hope in the first half, but it got ripped away. Hats off to Dandy Dalton. Facts. Um,
Mm.
Most Windu says, I know we lost, but Andy Dalton did a good job, better than Bryce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, B Writer says, yes, I think Bryce is okay. He just needs to back up this season. I agree the owner is to blame for the woes. Most Windu says, I'm happy for Adam Thielen as well. He had a good game today. Yep,
Great game.
Yeah.
145
Great
receiving
game.
yards and a touchdown.
Great job.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Fayette Nam says, oh, Kenny Pickett hit a 72-yard touchdown for the Steelers.
Oh.
B Writer says he's not impressed with Miles Sanders. We're gonna actually get to Miles Sanders in a little bit because I actually want to elaborate on that. Uh, Most Windu says, can someone tell me why we thought Bryce Young was the answer? I understand the season just started, but come on. Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed for having Andy Dalton be our starting quarterback. I mean, well,
At this point,
I mean,
come on, man. Frank wouldn't open up the playbook to him.
yeah, I mean,
It-
You know,
that's
I think he'd be fine if he just opened up the playbook to him or gave the playbook duties to the OC like he's supposed to be doing.
you know what would be crazy though? You know what would be crazy? And follow me here on this one.
yeah.
The same way they did Wilkes in Arizona. And who was that quarterback? Josh Rosen.
Hmm.
They just literally drafted him that year. And then didn't draft Kyler Murray the year after that. I'm not saying that's what we're gonna do, but if we keep sucking like this,
Hmm.
watch Carolina try to trade back into that first round next year, and watch them try to do Bryce Young just like Arizona did Josh Rosen. Because Josh Rosen was good coming out of college as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying,
Oh
strange things
man,
have happened.
Oh.
that would be pretty scary. That'd be really
Because
scary.
nobody wants to go. It's looking like Chicago, they're not going to, well, would they draft another quarterback next year as well? Probably so. It's
Mm,
going to be hot garbage.
probably. They might stick with Justin Fields knowing how dumb they are, though.
I mean, well, he was their leading rusher, I guess.
I mean, they've had a history of dumb decisions. Let's
So
be real about that.
that's a
um,
cold hard fact. That's a cold hard fact.
Vietnam says you would look bad too if your O line can't block and the plays aren't to your strengths. Yeah, that is true. Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Gemini says, and we almost beat the record for number of false starts. Never seen anything like it.
Oh
SMH. We are a clown
God.
show. It all starts at the top. This needs to be like Remember the Titans, where the coach gave Coach Boone the keys in the second half. LOL. Um, and then um, Most Windu says, "Are we ever gonna get it right?" That's what we're still waiting on.
Yeah, yeah.
And if Burns keeps being on no shows, then his value will go down. He had one sack today, but that's about it. That's
He
about
had
it.
some pretty good pressures though.
He did.
I mean,
He,
let's be fair to him.
Yeah.
he did. That's what
He
I'm
came
saying.
through on the clutch plays. You know.
It's we talked about this Thursday.
Hmm.
The player that is hardest to replace besides quarterback, honestly, is the defensive end.
Yep.
Look how, and I said, Jay, I made this point Thursday. Look how long it took for us to replace Pep.
Oh yes.
Look
Yep.
how long it took for us to do that. So, Brian Burns, while he may not be the elite of the elite at this moment, he provides something that we lack if he's not here. Why? Because teams have to account for where Brian Burns is at, just like they have to account for where Derek Brown is at. So trading away Brian Burns for us is not this, because there's no surefire pass rush coming out of this year's draft. And even if we did, we don't have a first round pick.
Right.
There was actually a streamer that compared him to the early career of Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy looked fantastic coming out.
Yeah. If you look at the numbers, they do match up.
And what happened to Greg Hardy? Well, we know what. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't answer that
Yeah,
question.
let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Go there.
What happened to Greg Hardy?
Okay, most Windu says, "Let's talk about Miles Sanders, Jason." Ha ha ha. So, Miles Sanders, are
Let's start with
were we
that
just
wide open drop pass.
were we just fooled? Like, was Philly a smokescreen, or can this guy just not be a? Well, one, I don't remember him being an every down back, but like,
He's solid. He
were we
just
just
ran into a
fooled?
brick wall today. I
Like,
mean, I can't defend him on the dropped wide open pass though.
No,
There's no way you could defend that.
right?
because you literally see his eyes go upfield, and he's still like the ball is still
He's already looking to see where he can run to. You
Yep.
got to catch the ball first and then turn up.
like I get you're trying to get the yardage, but
And who's supposed to be teaching these players the techniques and the footwork and all this stuff? Coaches.
True. But like, Andy Dalton led him nicely, and
Perfect.
just
Andy
ugh.
Andy put on a clinic as far as like leading wide receivers, and Bryce can learn from this at the NFL level.
He threw some even that one sideline one in the fourth quarter. He threw to DJ Chark again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
That was a dime. That was flat out dime. So Andy Dalton is becoming my second favorite backup quarterback behind Derrick Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
He's becoming my second favorite backup quarterback. So nothing to get. I have nothing but respect for him. But with Miles Sanders, for all this, we could have kept Deontay Foreman. Like,
Yeah.
kept Deontay
I
Foreman.
say be patient and wait on Miles Sanders because I see something there, man. I saw it the first day of training camp, and I still see it. He's got that fire in him, man. He just ran into a brick wall today. That's all.
And I'm
Give him time. Every running back, even the best ones out there, even CMC ran into a brick wall eventually.
Oh yeah.
You just got to give him time and be patient with him.
And that's to the addition one. And I told Jay this: once we get Corbett back, it's going to do a lot for this offensive line because you'll have that veteran presence at right guard again. So you'll see the offensive line start to find their groove and their rhythm again because the unit will be whole.
Right.
We're playing musical chairs right now at right guard. We have found
Icky and Taylor, man, we got to have a conversation because that cannot happen again.
No.
Oh, yo, like
that cannot happen again.
I was literally at the point
not
where
acceptable.
If it wasn't for the lack of depth at left tackle, I would have set his butt down.
Oh, me too. Yeah, because we've been having trouble with Icky since the beginning of this year.
We don't understand. We don't have We don't we don't have anybody to put over there.
I get it. It's 12th man. I get it. It's Seattle. It's the loudest stadium out there. But at
Mhm.
some point, you got to stop committing penalties.
And
You're a veteran. You're a vet at this point. Like you're a second year in. You're a
Both of
vet.
them have played in Seattle before. Let's not pretend that they haven't played there before. They know
exactly,
exactly what this stadium is and all the things that come with it.
exactly. That's why it's really no excuse. I mean,
None at all.
That's why I said when you look at Andy Dalton's face, he's just like, "You're kidding me, right? Like y'all are kidding me."
wait, what was it?
Yeah.
What was it again? What was it again? Huh?
Mhm.
Who?
Huh?
And Andy
Who?
Dalton's face is just like, "Oh God."
Dude, you can imagine the Seattle defense was
uh
just laughing their butts off. Like,
oh yeah. They're still laughing in the locker room right now.
Like, look, we got him, y'all. Look at these idiots. We got him. We got him. These fools don't know what to do. And it looked bad. It looked bad. Like they probably still false starting on the airplane right now. The airplane probably needs to start on time.
oh man. Uh,
Like,
we
it's,
we love you, Icky, but that's unacceptable, dude. Like
no,
seriously.
For
you've been
real
here too
though.
long. You've been here too long. You've been here. You've been here enough years that
Yep.
we drafted you. We drafted you high enough.
Yep.
First round pick last season.
Stuff like that. But then the funny part is your homeboy next to you, the actual rookie,
Zavala. Mm-hmm.
later round draft pick, looked better than you did.
And he even got bullied on some of these bull rushes.
He did a couple of times, but
It shows that he's a rookie. He's a rookie. So if
Yeah.
we
Yeah. That's why I'm letting him off the hook. But you gotta build up some muscle. You gotta work on your footwork, man.
yeah, most definitely. But man, y'all, just I mean, Andy Dalton literally was the guy on offense that really gave us our best shot. He gave us our best shot. Chark got going, Thielen got going really well, and like I said, other receivers, TMJ got him a couple of catches. But it just the last 2 weeks and today were like night and day with this
Yeah.
offense. It's not even funny. Like,
I actually had a thought here because I've been watching these tight ends since the first week. And some of these guys, when we have screen plays, some of these counter plays, these guys are failing to make these blocks. And somebody's got to be held accountable for that and for the lack of tackling.
right. Oh, yes.
Because the angles I saw in these tackles were horrible today.
atrocious.
Horrible.
Atrocious. Literally atrocious. Like wrap up, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's
Why
like
are
the
you going for their toes? That's a Dante Jackson move. That's why Dante Jackson keeps getting burnt. Crispy.
and I'm trying to figure out on that. Wait a minute. To this point, we had them. What was it 1st and 25? Whatever it was.
Why are you following tackling advice from Dante Jackson? Come on, guys.
Not even that. That point too. But
God.
Dante, if the tight end is already covered on an out route,
Yeah.
why are you jumping it and letting the running back get behind you on 1st and 20 and you give up 25 plus yards and they get a first down? What are you doing? Like what it's the stupid thing. It was 1st and 20, bro. Why are you trying to jump a route? Follow your technique, follow what they taught you. Like it's the
He saw
brat.
that one interception and he said, I want to be like that.
Oh yeah, the Deion Jones interception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the brain.
Dion just got lucky. He did a lot of film study, and sitting on the bench will do that for you. When you spend enough time sitting on the bench, you all you could do is film study and work out.
Hmm.
Bruh, it's the stupid mistakes that are killing me. It's
Jeremy Chin pissed me off too today. because that was some lazy coverage.
Oh, that one
Bro, that dude just
set
let these people
me
walk into the end zone.
that one set me off. I'm like, the Geno Smith literally threw like a little, like pretty much a jump ball. Chin literally is watching the ball come in the direction. Like you have all that time. You could have stepped in front of that and you still, even it was already insulting that they ran a 2-point conversion. Didn't
Yeah,
even need it. Didn't
yeah,
even need it.
yeah,
And you still let them catch it. Like piss poor effort.
right.
And the fact that he ran 20 yards backwards, like we were playing Tecmo Bowl.
I caught some people jogging towards a guy going around him into the end zone. I
Oh
caught
my
3 guys
goodness.
jogging.
Bruh.
Any one of y'all 3, Marty could have come back from the future with his car, and y'all still would have had time enough to catch this guy, before he got to the 1 yard line.
It's
Pathetic.
that's and again that goes to that point of when you fully when you really believe in your coach, like when you fully you run through a wall for your coach. I'm not letting that happen. I'm telling y'all,
That was the 2015 crew. That's exactly what they did. They believed in that coaching staff so much that they were willing to do anything. They would walk into a burning building for that coach.
we don't have that. These
Yeah.
guys don't believe. The last few coaching regimes, they don't believe in them. But I'm playing because I got to feed my family.
I'm collecting a paycheck. Yeah.
Right.
I got to feed my family, but I don't. You can tell they don't fully believe in
Right.
whatever's going on here. We gave you all the hype and glitz and glamour. We don't really believe in this dude. And if your leaders are vouching, that's what I'm saying. If your leaders are vouching for a certain coach, it would behoove you to take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you, and I told you that I've been in locker rooms before. Well, I'm going to tell you everything you want on surface value because I'm trying to keep it copacetic in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
But they really, if I'm looking at this guy, and you're telling me as an owner, if I'm the player and if I'm in that Panthers locker room, you're telling me that my opinion is not valuable when it comes to the coach that we. That's why basketball players have so much power because they're like, look here, guys, you're not just gonna bring an indie coach in here.
Right.
We have some say so of who's coming in this building. Football players don't have that kind of pool. At least not majority of them. LeBron James, you don't think he could have picked his coach? You don't think MJ picked his coach? Kobe picked his coach? Giannis, guys like this. There's a reason basketball players are like, look, you're gonna not only you gonna guarantee my money. If you're bringing in a coach in here, I better know who the hell he is.
Mm-hmm.
Believe in what we're talking about.
I just found this post on X. Says Jim Caldwell and Dom Capers just at the stadium collecting Social Security. Ouch. Ouch.
I forgot they were on the staff. I forgot they were
that hits me right in the feels.
Oh man.
Ouch.
I mean, but are they lying though?
I mean, they're really
Nope.
not. They're really
Nope.
not.
What does Jim Caldwell do?
I forgot,
I
to
don't
be
know.
honest with you.
What does Dom Capers do? What do you do? Oh, that's right. Y'all had success back in the 1920s coaching.
Right.
So we're going to bring you here now because we're this offensive minded, wonderful staff. Oh, wait, you're not this. Oh, you're not the offensive minded staff we thought you were. So now you pull the wool over our eyes and we started. I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. You got to be. We're gonna start doing that to everybody now. Like, come on, man. Like,
Did everybody forget the common term? You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
no, you, bruh.
Come on.
You hit the nail on the head with that one. You can't because these guys are old. They're past their prime.
Why are they here? I mean, we tried to do that with North Turner too.
Didn't work.
Nope, didn't work.
Sure enough, didn't. I mean, yeah, it increased Cam Newton's completion percentage, but he was no Mike Shula. Let's just keep
I
it real.
mean, Cam was not built for the West Coast offense.
Right.
First of all.
At
Second of all, the West Coast offense is an obsolete offense now. It's 2020, when Norv came in, what, 2018, 19?
I believe so. Yep.
Somewhere around there.
Yes.
The NFL has changed. These defenses have adapted. The pass rush is much faster. It's much tougher. You're not going to get half the success you did back then,
And
even with the same weapons that you had back then. And let's be real, he had some weapons back then.
Super Trebo asks, do y'all keep hearing the rumor that Tepper's making all these bad moves to keep losing so he can move the team out of the Carolinas? I hope that's
No,
not the case.
can't say I've heard that one.
no, that team ain't moving.
It ain't moving.
That team ain't moving.
But
We literally tried to put a new training camp up in York, South Carolina.
right.
So I mean, no, it's not happening.
So Andy Dalton, one of the things he said in the press conference was, "There's too many good players, too many good coaches, too many good people in this organization to not get fixed."
Good players, yes. You have good coaches, sure. But if your top guy is not a good coach, it really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, he's
Right.
doing the show. You can have a hell of assistant coaching staff, but if the guy at the top ego is too big, because him and the owner's buddy, it don't matter.
Right.
It really doesn't matter.
And here's what's funny. Frank Reich says, "We know we could be a good team. Again, I've been 1-5 and won playoff games, but here's what I know: when you're in a situation like that, when you're 0-3 or you're 1-5 or something like that, and you're behind the 8 ball, and you say, well, can you still make the playoffs? Absolutely. But the way you do it is not thinking about that. All you worry about is the next team. Oh, so you're gonna just let it go to 1-5 and then you're gonna try? Like what?
That's the same mistake Matt Rule made.
I mean,
are we not learning anything from the last regime here?
I mean, dang, I know we made it to the playoffs one year on a 7-8-1 record, but I didn't think we were supposed to mimic that.
You're not supposed to.
Nope.
So let me get this right. Let me get this right. And I'm just going over a little stats here from our head coach here.
Yeah, go for it.
He was a coach and intern in Indy from 2006 to 2007. He served on the offensive coaching staff. Came in after Tony Dungy retired. He was, let's see, offensive coach staff. He was a quarterback's coach for the coach for a few years, a wide receivers coach. He went to Arizona as a wide receivers coach, San Diego as a quarterback's coach, San Diego as an offensive coordinator, Philly for a year as an offensive coordinator. And that 1 year in Philly, for some reason, as an offensive coordinator, produced a head coaching that he got in Indy. So from Indy, in his 4 years, you, sir, didn't do diddly squat and somehow turned that farce of a team into a head coaching opportunity here. Somebody make that make sense to me. You had 1 year, and I'm looking at it. This is why the internet is fantastic. You had 1 year as an offensive coordinator. One. You turned that into a head coaching position in Indy, where you had 4 years that you had 3 good quarterbacks that you can, as an offensive mind, you couldn't get into not one Super Bowl in those 4 years that you had. And they bad enough that they fired you because you were stinking up the joint.
and not one call to the Eric Bellamy in Kansas City. Not even a
Oh,
single
Eric
phone
Bieniemy.
call.
Yeah.
So, like, make that make sense to me though. Make that make sense.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And to be honest, like and Mr. Carolina knows this, it just sucks because like I vouch for this guy, especially because one of the main things that I pointed out was that his overall head coaching record was better than Steve Wilkes. And my whole thing, like the main thing that I had stressed was, don't get me wrong, I like Steve Wilkes, especially fellow North Carolinian. My thing is, I figure just like with any type of job interview, it's got to be really difficult to sell yourself on somebody when you have a overall head coaching record of 9-19. You know what I mean? Like that's got to be tough. That's got to be tough. But
What sold me on Frank at the time? Okay, consider this: you've got Steve Wilkes and Frank fighting for that final job, right? And Frank comes in with a full-fledged offensive plan, full full idea of what he wants to do with the offense. Where is that now? Like that's what sold me on Frank at the time. I accepted that logic because Steve Wilkes did not come in prepared. He said, "Oh, we're just gonna wing it," with the offense. I was like, "Okay, fair enough." Frank seems like the more logical choice. He's saying the right things. But how do we know we're not getting a glorified salesman? That's the problem. Hindsight's 2020.
I have
And where has all our success been in the past? Defensive
yep,
minded head coaches.
and running the ball.
Right.
and running the
Running
ball.
Yeah.
to one to stat here, gentlemen, my fellow. To your point though, Corey, Frank Wright had Philip Rivers,
Wow.
Carson Wentz,
Hmm.
Matt Ryan,
Hmm.
Mm,
Jacoby Brissett,
mm.
and I can't even name this last guy because he's probably nobody. But to end the 2021 season, since some folks like to harp on Steve Wilkes getting finished the season out, he's supposed to. The end of the 2021 season, the Colts had a 98% chance to make the playoffs under said head coach.
Hmm.
They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, won one game that entire season, 26-11. With
Ugh.
the Jacksonville Jaguars had the worst record in the league. They were 2-14.
Oof.
So
What year was that? 2021.
2021.
Oh
Yikes.
snap! He's right. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
So you lost, my G. You had a 98. You had an A plus to win and go to the playoffs. You lost. They laid a goose egg.
Yeah, it
You
was.
stumped up the joint.
Mm.
Yep, 26-11. Yeah, he's
A
right.
team that won 2 games, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you have a little bit of momentum going into the following year. So, Mr. Wright, you come into that game and you start the season 3-5-1 to the point where they fired you. So when we talk about a success as a coach, let's remember that Mr. Wright had a 98% chance against a team that had won one game. One. And he didn't get the job done. And you had, I don't know, it was either, no, excuse me, that was
Carson
Matt
Wentz.
Rock. Was it Carson Wentz at the time?
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
Carson
Yeah, it was
Wentz.
Wentz.
You had Wentz. You were playing Jacksonville.
Yep.
You were playing Jacksonville. Let me say this again. They played Jacksonville. and you couldn't win the game. And then that's what I'm saying. You started out the next season 3-5-1. So where's the offensive minded coach? What are we talking about?
Where's the offensive game plan that you talked up?
You lost 20. The fact that you lost 26-11 to Jacksonville. Come on, man. Like
nobody mentioned that in the debates about Frank. Nobody.
Yeah, that just got my attention just now.
Yeah. I was listening to all kinds of debates for the entire month, and nobody mentioned that fact at all.
Because nobody wants.
Not even once. No, they conveniently skipped over that because they wanted to glorify their new leader, Frank, and justify their arguments.
You couldn't close out Jacksonville. That's what I'm saying. Y'all know how easy that's a layup. You have a 97% chance, 98% chance to make the playoffs. All you gotta do is beat Jacksonville, and I believe they were at home.
They were on the road.
You're still playing. Yeah. You're still playing Jacksonville, so that's even better. You get beautiful weather, and you're playing a team that's only won one game. Am I missing something here? You get wonderful Florida weather, and you're playing a one-win team, and you can't close it out. And then you start the next season 3-5-1. But somehow we have a stupid owner that says, you know what? I believe in you. Come on over here. You play for Carolina. You threw our first pass. You'll turn it around over here in Charlotte. No. He didn't do it over there.
He's not going to do it here.
Oh, that's right. Because we put this all-world coaching staff together that, by the way, he still won't hand over the reins to his offense to this wonderful guru mind of an offensive coordinator because his ego, the same ego that got him in trouble in Indy, he brought it over here to Charlotte. Ugh. I'm just saying. That's why I said, Jay, that something smells fishy when it comes to this whole coaching hiring. Why Wilkes didn't get an equal shot that Frank Wright had the same situation when we pointed out, Steve Wilkes can get the job done. Frank didn't get it done either, but yet he still has the head coaching position. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
If you can't say amen, you ought to say ouch.
You're right.
Make it make sense to me because it doesn't.
Oh man. Some more comments came in. B Ryder says if the Panthers leave Charlotte, Super Trebo, I'm done with them in the NFL. Fair enough.
They won't.
What game do y'all see where we get our first win? Okay, we'll get into that in
the Bears.
I swear to God, if we lose that game, I swear to God.
Same here.
I swear to God, I'm done.
Oh, you will hear rants from.
Oh, dude, if we lose to the Bears, we're never gonna hear it down from Bear fans.
Yeah,
bro, I would literally hand in every Panther memorabilia I have. I'm done. If we lose to the Bears, I'm not even joking. I'm done.
I might take a hiatus.
Dude,
I'm gonna take a hiatus until my kids get in college, and I might hopefully the Panthers draft one of them.
Right.
No.
I might have to look at 2015 highlights until the end of this season. I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, we have Vikings, Lions, Dolphins. We come back. We play the Texans.
Loss.
Bears, Cowboys, Titans, Bucks, Saints, Falcons, Packers, Jags, Bucks again.
Good God.
Man.
So
the way this season's going?
Okay, so I'm gonna go down this list here real quick.
2 or 3 wins.
Go for it.
That's it.
Okay, and I want y'all to say L or W, and y'all put it in the chat to LW.
All right.
Let's go.
Vikings.
Loss.
Lions.
Loss.
Dolphins.
Loss.
I'm gonna say loss for the bye week as well because we suck that bad.
Mm-hmm.
We'll somehow lose that one. Watch it. Texans.
That could be a 50-50 game.
It's
gonna depend on a lot of things.
I'm gonna say hopefully we come out of it with a win, just coming out of the bye. So I'm gonna say win for now.
I'm going to be optimistic and say win as well, but it's 60-40% win percentage there. It could go either way depending on how that game goes.
Colts.
How is Anthony Richardson playing right now?
You know what? Let's find out. Cause well, they are 2-1 right now.
They are.
What's
Let's
AR's numbers look
see.
like?
Well, Garner Minshew played today. He is 27 of
Okay.
44, 227 yards and a touchdown. Let's see. Anthony Richardson so far 297, a touchdown and a pick, but he's been sacked 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
But he
Who do you see
has,
playing that game when we get there?
but he does have, he also has 13 carries, 75 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. So he's definitely a dual threat. But I think it
Remind me
just
of
depends
somebody.
on if Garner Minshew, I'm gonna say win. Anthony Richardson could be more so a loss, perhaps.
You know why he's
Right.
gonna be you know why he's gonna be a problem for us in that game? Because he's a mobile quarterback.
Exactly.
Plus the deep passing as well.
And y'all saw how Taysom Hill ran all over us.
That's what I'm saying. He's mobile.
Yeah.
Bears.
It better be a win.
Win. It has to be a win.
That's on primetime video too. Cowboys.
Loss.
Loss.
Titans.
Derrick Henry's going to run
Oh,
circles
loss.
around us.
Big loss. Yeah, I just
Loss.
forgot. Derrick Henry.
Buccaneers.
That better
We
be a
better
win.
win that game.
If
If
we
we take an
lose
L there,
to
man, I
Baker
swear.
Mayfield, I'm going to break something.
Saints. Saints again. This time in New Orleans.
Oh, we don't have a good track record in New Orleans. However, Derek Carr looked good, but
He's hurt.
he's still gonna have all his weapons. But I don't know, man.
Unfortunately,
The way that first game looked, I don't know. I don't. That's an L for me.
yeah, I'm gonna say an L as well.
Falcons.
We better win that game, or
We have got to win
if
that game.
if we lose
Falcons look
twice to
like
Desmond
trash right
Ritter,
now. We
if
can
oh
take
my
them.
goodness, if we lose twice to Desmond Ritter, I won't be able to get that
Right.
taste out of my mouth for a long time.
Right.
Packers.
The way they're playing right now, that's an L. But that could change depending on what happens throughout the season with the Packers because they're a really fair weather team. So it depends on the trends.
The thing is, we haven't. The last time we beat them, we still had Cam. So
Frank Reich's kryptonite.
I'm gonna say loss. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say loss.
Frank Reich's
Loss.
Jacksonville.
Loss.
Definite loss.
Loss.
Huge
And
loss.
we end the season against the Buccaneers.
Better be a win.
Gotta be a win.
So from hearing my fellow brothers' answers on this podcast here, we're going to finish the season with a losing record. Most likely top 10, which, oh, wait, we don't have a top 10 pick.
Right.
So congratulations, Chicago. You have 2 top 10 picks. I need a drink.
Oh man.
I'm with you.
I need a drink, dude, because y'all just gave like the season.
I mean, I'm just being as realistic as I can be.
And so it's like we're looking at loss. Hopefully, and the fact that y'all have to say hopefully a win. Hopefully we can beat Houston.
Ugh.
Hopefully we can Houston. Hopefully we can beat Houston. Hopefully we can beat Indianapolis. And if we bet,
It's a sad day when we have to use the word hopefully.
Yeah.
and then if we don't beat the Bears, could you imagine losing to the Bears on primetime TV on a Thursday night?
Oh,
Oh my
Bears
God.
fans would never let up.
Could y'all imagine us
Not to
looking
mention the Justin Fields fans.
Could you imagine our faces come Thursday night? I'm gonna stay up for that one too. You imagine our faces looking like did we just lose to the Bears?
Mm.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, we did have a situation where we lost to the Giants 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That was embarrassing.
And we lost to the Cardinals, who had the worst defense at the time.
Oh,
Uh,
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this
right.
stuff up.
We have a history of it, bro.
yeah.
So with that logic, gentlemen, with that logic, we could literally almost start this season off 0-9.
Ugh.
God, that is horrible.
0-9. And if we start this season off 0-9, damn next year, he better be fired after the Bears game if we lose to the Bears. He shouldn't be allowed to get on. Matter of fact, that's an away game. Don't let him get back on the plane. You're fired. Find your own way back to Charlotte.
Right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Fired. Get out of here.
Right.
Get him out of here. It's not looking promising. And then you got the fact we're missing our emotional and physical leader in Shaq. He ain't gonna be back.
The injury bug is just horrendous this year.
Yeah.
JC Horn, we don't know when he's coming back. We don't know when Louvu's coming back.
Yep. See, CJ
This is
Henderson.
why I emphasized depth as much as I did.
We don't have it.
I knew one of these two starting corners was going to go down.
Oh, Dante's on his way. I already know what's coming.
Yeah.
We all know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Because
just a matter of time.
Sam Franklin, he had to step in since CJ went down. So right now, if it's a continuous lingering injury, our two starting cornerbacks are D-Jack and Troy Hill.
And here's the thing: Frank refused to play Troy Hill against the Falcons.
For whatever reason.
That was the main reason I was so frustrated with throughout preseason was because he kept rotating people around. He refused to use what he needed to use to win the game.
Yeah, it's crazy because this was another
We
guy.
paid $1.2 million for this dude to ride the bench. Excuse me?
Yep. And guess what?
That
This
pisses
was
me off. That's a waste of money.
this was another one from the Rams that played and won a Super Bowl. Oh
Dude
man.
is highly accredited, and he's still putting up the numbers. You saw it today.
Yeah. Well, what was
You
that?
saw the tackles today.
What was that, Mr. Carolina?
Make it make sense, yo. Like,
Yeah.
just make it make sense.
He's clearly the number 3 corner. Clearly. It's not even close.
Oh man.
And if we drafted Hodges Thomas like we had suggested, we would have 4 solid corners.
True.
We could get rid of CJ and Keith and Stanley Thomas Oliver, and we're solid.
Yeah.
We don't have
Facts.
a problem.
I'm looking at something here. I'm gonna read y'all 2 comments.
Yeah.
As I'm looking at
Cowboys got him.
Bleacher Report here real quick. Somebody put up, y'all know Tepper wanted Bryce Young. He still got time, but he said, boy, CJ looks about right. Somebody put below that one. I was excited for the new staff, but now I'm thinking what this team would look like if Steve Wilkes was running the show. So people in other communities are saying what we're saying here. What if, again, Bryce Young still has time, but what if we drafted CJ Stroud? Because he's cooking.
Mm.
And what if, to that point I was making a few minutes ago, we just let Steve Wilkes have an actual full year under his belt with his team? How differently things may have. Hell, I think we would actually have
That's what I suggested.
I think we would actually have a running game.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's like still kind of the unknown because
You can't improve your record if you don't get a chance to do so.
yeah, and the crazy thing is we were in playoff contention and up to that Tampa Bay game with Wilkes not coaching a full season, and
We won the games we were supposed to win, and we lost the games that we probably thought we would probably lose. When he took over.
And we played that last game with backup. We played that last game with Keith Taylor, who's no longer on the team,
Right.
Yep.
and CJ Henderson as our starting corners.
Yep.
Let that sink in for most folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had
We
one guy no longer on the roster, and one guy that is literally a backup, and we forced to be a starter. That, oh, by the way, we had covering still one of the most dynamic receivers in the game, Mike Evans.
Yep.
Let's not forget we brought in Josh Norman, and he did absolutely nothing with him.
Nothing.
He was
Did
not even
didn't
put
re-
in.
didn't really play him until the Saints game, which was the last game of the season.
Right. Why are we paying this man that much money just to ride the bench?
I'm like, did you forget that this guy played in the Super Bowl on your team, on with the Carolina Panthers?
Bro, like some of the
Oh
moves
my God.
just don't make sense. Like they
We
don't.
still got Andrew Norwell sitting on the free agent couch, by the way. No one's picked him up.
Oh Lord.
Bro,
Wow.
we make we as an organization make moves that don't make sense. It's like we'll have momentum, and right or wrong, towards the end of the year, we had momentum. All you had to do was carry that momentum with that same. Let that man bring his own coaching staff in. That's all you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pieces were already in place. Let
Yeah.
him bring his coaching staff in. He already has a respect of the men in that locker room. All you had to do was shut up, let that man do his job. Which, by the way, that one coach that you brought in that y'all hyped up so much couldn't do, but he took that same group of men and was winning games with them because they actually believed in his coaching and what he was talking about because he understood what this franchise means to this city, to this fan base.
He understood what keep pounding means.
Yep.
He got it. So it's like David Tepper says, anybody that stands for that old regime of keep pounding, I got to get rid of you because I have to make this my franchise. It ain't working.
No.
It's
You try to replace him with a virtual reality Panther,
To
it's not going to work.
to be honest, realistically, the only good thing David Tepper has done so far is put the respective players into the Hall of Honor. That's really the
Yeah.
only thing he's done right.
And put the Panther logo in the middle of the field, too.
that was it.
Yeah. So
That was it.
He tried to get us a training camp in York County, but that fell through. But it wasn't his fault that happened.
right,
It was actually York County.
right. This
But
is
besides
And
that,
I'd still like to hear from people from York County if they think that they were wronged.
um
I'm willing to hear both sides of that. But right now, I got to side with Tepper because you try to pay him in stocks and bonds. He said, "Don't pay me in stocks and bonds." You did it anyway.
yeah,
You wrote your own check for your own demolition. Sorry.
I can see that.
yeah.
At least the workers got paid. That's what I was concerned about. Those people got
uh
fixed, man.
couple of comments here. Mr. Gemini says we're supposed to be running a team. We're supposed to be a running team, but Dalton threw it basically almost 60 times. What are we doing? The worst game plan. I mean, the run game got stuffed. So I mean, we really, I
I
guess
mean, it
we
was a brick wall.
really didn't
Yeah.
have a choice.
What do you want from them?
David Screws says, can we have you guys on the coaching staff, please? I don't know if I'd want that job.
I would.
I couldn't
Yeah.
afford me.
Yeah. Super Trebo says, are y'all worried after seeing CJ Stroud today? Are y'all worried about Bryce Young not working out?
No.
I'm not
No.
worried because it's still early when it comes to Bryce. It's still early. It's still early.
But you got
Um,
to. It shows, not to cut you, Jay. It shows what having the right coach, and the right player. If you
exactly.
have the right coach with that player, it does wonders for him. i.e., we're going to go back to Ryan Leaf. Player, coach, didn't work out too well. If David Carr and his coach didn't work out too well. If you don't have that bond and trust between player que hell, the Cam Newton draft. What's the guy that went to Tampa Bay? They were talking about bringing to us. It was one quarterback that came out of that same draft. I can't even think of his name. He became a career backup. I can't even remember his name, but they wanted to bring him to Carolina, but he wasn't the right fit here. Ron Rivera and Cam Newton fit like a glove because they got each other. They got each other. You're seeing in Indy now because that coach and Anthony Richardson get each other. D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud get each other. I get it. I know who you are. So, young man, I'm going to put you in a position to be successful. With this no-name offensive line, I'm going to put you in a position to be successful. What we're seeing here in Carolina is what we keep seeing. Matt Rule, Teddy Bridgewater. Was Teddy Bridgewater here? No, I think we had Riddick. No, we had Teddy. Bad match. Teddy. Bad match. Sam Bradford. Bad match.
Bad match.
Baker Mayfield.
Bad match.
Matt Corral. You got injured. Bad match.
Bad match.
Was it Tyrod Taylor?
No. Tyrod. No. Tyrod.
We never had Tyrod.
I wish.
No, the quarterback you were talking about that was drafted.
No. It was Jesus Christ. Now you're gonna make me look it up too. No, it was a quarterback that came in that draft.
Because this is 2011.
Yeah, 2011. I don't know.
You're gonna make me look it up too. No, but he was linked with Cam, and I just remember it was like, no, because that's not gonna be a fit here. Oh Lord Jesus. Daggone it. I know we had his teammate that was coming out of that draft as well. But anyway, it goes to that point of you have to match the quarterback with the right head coach, or and like I said, it's not going to work out. And we seem to want to keep throwing just muck at a board and hoping it sticks.
Right.
And it's not beneficial for the fan base. It's not beneficial for the franchise. And it hasn't been. And as much crap as we wanted to give Cam, we have not been able to replace him since he left. To the point where we had to bring him back. And we did that just to give this fan base a little bit of hope.
Right.
And then we took that away because Matt Rule's little ego got in the way, because how dare this player command with more respect in the locker room than I have? Oh, guess what, Matt Rule? Because he's been here longer than you have and has done more for this franchise and more for this community. That's why they respect him in this organization. But he didn't want that, so his little ego got in the way, so Cam had to go. Because how dare you be bigger than me because I'm the head coach that I won. Oh, that's right. That's right. I did at Rutgers. I did down here. So you really didn't do anything in college football to justify your contract that you got because your team never won a national championship. So you didn't win at that school. You didn't win at Baylor.
Didn't win at Temple.
So why are you here again? Oh, that's right. You're supposed to be the hot name on the coaching market. So every stupid idiot was bouncing off the wall to get you in that organization. You should have let the idiot go to the Giants. Let them ruin their franchise.
Yeah, seriously.
He wasn't even on the original interview list when it first came out.
And that's the crazy part. So how do you want to be in the head? Why do we want to give you 7? He fleeced
He fleeced everybody.
I got him because he reminds me of me.
Well, you suck too. That's what you should have told yourself.
Okay, no wonder why you can't scrape more than 7 wins since you became an owner.
What's that? Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yep.
That's what that is. You played yourself. You're an idiot. If you're not matching it up, and that's my thing. Bryce Young's career will be shortened, no pun intended, will be shortened if you don't pair him with the correct coaching staff. This head
Yep.
coach, from this short period of time, is showing that he is not the right coach for Bryce Young. He's not.
Yep.
Bryce Young was given the keys to success at Modern Day. Bryce Young was given the keys to success at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you restricting this brilliant mind that, again, you can see Bryce Young is, you can see glimpses of hope with Bryce Young. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You see him from the shifting, from the sliding, from the analyzing, from the change. You see the glimpses. He's making rookie mistakes with some of his throws, but you see the glimpses of hope. So why are you restricting this man's growth? Because your ego is in the way of his young man's success. And I'm gonna say that again. Frank Reich's ego is blocking Bryce Young's success. Let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
His ego is going to restrict Bryce Young from becoming what he's supposed to be. Now, I haven't been this excited about a quarterback since Cam.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited to see Bryce Young come into this building
Same.
because you know what? The young
Yeah.
man gave me hope that, okay, we can stop doing this patchwork of veteran quarterbacks that ain't working. We can get our own homegrown
Right.
who's shown success at every level that he's been at. Again, to me, what we talked about with Jay, you don't get to go to University of Alabama because you're a scrub. You went to the University of Alabama because you're a five-star quarterback
Yep.
that actually knows what he's doing.
One of the
You're a
high
Heisman,
prestige schools.
you're a Heisman winner.
Yep.
Guess who's the last great Heisman winner that we had here? Oh, wait, we took him first overall too. Oh, snap. Jesus. Wait, we let him do his thing. Ron Rivera, if you notice that team, it was like, Cam, do your thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let Bryce Young do his thing. That's all. I'm just let him go. If he makes mistakes, who cares? He's a rookie. Let him do his thing.
Yep.
But Frank
Yeah.
Wright is just, he's got to let Bryce Young shine. I'm just saying he's got to let him shine. Or this franchise is going to be stuck in ineptitude for years to come because we're not getting off this man for at least 4 or 5 years. We're just not. So you got to let him shine. And if Frank Wright's not going to be here, the next coach has to let Bryce Young do what Bryce Young does best.
Yeah.
Lead. You put a captain, you put a C on his chest for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let him be a captain.
Let him be a captain.
I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna ask y'all this question: if we end up having a record worse than what Matt Rule has been able to do here this season with Frank Reich, do we go ahead and cut our ties
Yes.
with Frank Reich?
Yep.
Quickly.
Very quickly.
I'm not going through another 3 years of this. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm not wasting my time anymore with this garbage either.
I'm not doing 3 years of this.
If you're gonna take a $70 million roster and ruin it, no, you need to go. You need to go soon.
Expeditiously. The exit's that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Get your butt on the plane. We'll airmail you the luggage.
Take your owner with you. Take the
Yep.
owner with
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, yeah, David Tepper just, won't settle for mediocrity. Yeah, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we're looking at it Sunday after Sunday.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
So we got to lick our wounds and prep for the Vikings. Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
Got to
So
deal with
exciting.
Gotta deal with
Yay.
Kirk Cousins and Mr. Gritty Man, Justin Jefferson. Alexander Madison, he's been coming along, but
Mhm.
uh dude. And it's
Yay!
already bad
Can
enough
you feel
that
the excitement in my voice right now? Yay!
and it's
We're
already
going 0
bad
and 3.
enough that D-Jack is a liability on, getting beat deep. If he's got to be the one to step to Justin Jefferson.
In the fourth quarter, he's gonna get burnt.
Smoked.
Yep.
Dude, we might see the gritty all game long.
Please don't remind me.
Oh gosh.
Please don't remind me. Because I'll be ready to turn the TV off because I can see my son making fun of me because my youngest son is a Rams fan. I can see him making fun of me now because he walked into the living room as I was watching the game, and this is all he did. All I heard behind my head was, mm, mm, mm. I said, okay. He's 12. He's trying to be funny. He's, I said, okay.
But,
Okay.
wow. Just the next three games. Vikings, Lions, Dolphins.
Loss, loss, loss.
We could
Mhm.
seriously go into the bye week 0-6.
Why does this franchise keep doing this to us, man? They keep giving us hope, and then they keep taking it away from us.
Technically, we'll start this. We'll start it under Frank Wright. We'll technically start 0-9.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Even though I give him his crap, we never started 0-9 under Matt Rule.
You build us up just to let us down.
I'm just saying. I need to go ahead.
So, looking back at a recent article, offense frustrated by pathetic penalty problems. Ooh, Icky had out of those 8,
Oh gosh.
4 false starts were all
Oh.
Icky.
Oh.
4.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Where's my brown paper bag? As a Panthers fan, where's my brown paper bag?
You don't think I would look? Let us lose the next couple games. I'm gonna come on one of these streams with a paper bag on my head. I'm not even playing.
Shoot,
I'm so
I might have to
serious.
get
I believe it.
I might have to get a clown mask.
I'm gonna poke the holes. I'm gonna put loser on the side of.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot.
I'm getting my ghost face mask.
Dude,
I'm not
I
even
might have
sure.
to stop by like the, next like Halloween store and get like
Oh yeah.
like a ghost or a clown mask, something like
Oh yeah.
that.
Something.
But wow, he had 4?
4.
4.
Ugh.
Oh, and Frank Wright says it was
Oh man.
inexcusable and pathetic. That's what he calls our penalties.
Oh, he's right about that.
I, I, I don't know what more to say, to be honest with y'all. Just
This fool said, "I'm sorry."
what
I'm
you got?
sorry.
What you got?
So Frank Wright goes, the miscues, however, start with me as an offensive coach.
Okay,
He's accepting
so
his responsibility as the source of the problem.
I mean, Coach Frank Wright, dude, you can accept responsibility until you're blue in the face. The real thing is, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
He
That's
goes,
the first step in the right direction, but you have to follow through on the rest of the steps to actually make progress.
that starts
You have
with
to
me.
actually admit you have a problem to solve it.
And he admitted it. He said that starts with me as an offensive coach. He later added, that starts with our offensive coaches getting our players ready. And that starts with our players. It's unacceptable. It's like we never played in noise before. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is just laughable at this point.
What?
What are we doing?
I swear to God.
What are we doing here?
I swear to God.
I don't I can't with this team.
You can't make this up. We knew it coming in. We practiced all week with noise. I mean,
Oh
it was
God.
so loud out there you couldn't even think. Well, at least they'll be at home next Sunday.
I mean, that's
Jeez.
Seattle for you on a daily. Come on.
Jesus Christ.
That is
Ah.
literally Seattle every game day. Come on.
This is what calls having your team prepared and unprepared as a coach.
Oh my God.
Your team was not prepared to
Stop
go.
blaming it on your OC for your own mistakes.
That seems
Seriously.
he's scapegoating everybody else except for
Scapegoat. Guess who's going to get fired first? That offensive coordinator.
that doesn't call
Oh,
plays.
oh, he,
Ironically.
oh, he
Exactly.
better
Yeah.
not. He better
Oh, he's
not be
setting him up.
touched.
He's 100% setting him up because it's not going to be a
Shoot.
Jaro. I can tell you that.
And the sad thing is, the Vikings is our last home game before the bye.
How many times have you seen like a terrible coach in Carolina actually fire the defensive coordinator first? Nope, it's not going to happen. It's going to be the offensive coordinator. You're using him as a scapegoat. You're not even handing him the playbook. It's going to be him.
Sadly enough. Sadly enough.
Stop putting this in the hands of scapegoats and take care of the problem yourself before it ever gets to this point. Like, we're getting fed up with that as Panthers fans. Seriously.
Oh,
Get it
man.
together. You've had more than enough time, Frank. And at this point, you're just pissing people off more and more. It's time for a change.
I'm really curious at what
Change or
this
you need to go.
I'm really curious at what this injury report is going to look like going into next Sunday against the Vikings, because
Longer
oh
than my
man,
grocery bill.
there's no telling how much we may be depleted at the time.
Oh, God.
But oh man, like these next three games is just, it feels like deja vu. Like, man, but like we were saying before, dude, if we lose that Bears game, that might be the dagger to the heart of the fan base and of the team.
Heck,
Like,
I'm surprised the fan base wasn't up there rioting last year at Boa. With all the stuff we put up with the last 2 years.
seriously, dude, like I
I'm
felt,
shocked that nobody came up there with like posters and stuff of fire rule and like pitchforks and flames and stuff.
shoot, you
I
should.
was fully expecting it.
If
I
I was close
was,
enough, I would have. I'm too far away in Virginia. I'd have came down there. I'd
dude.
have
I would
packed
have
some
come
stuff.
up there too.
I was trapped in a sea of green 2 seasons ago when we lost to the Eagles. I was at that game, surrounded in a sea of green, and that was just, I felt like I wanted to crawl up into the fetal position in my chair.
I feel like that every Sunday for some reason.
Mm,
Now I just want to crawl in my bed and I want to forget today ever happened because I know
right.
because I know my boss is a Giants fan.
Oh,
One of my coworkers is an Eagles fan. The other one's a Lions fan.
oh,
oh
So
man.
I've
oh.
been spewing this Carolina, and I'm like, oh yeah, well we got it. Now I just want to crawl in the bed now with my wife and watch
How does
whatever.
that make us look after hyping up all of this, and now we look like a bunch of clowns?
Because we bought into the we're like every fan. We bought into the hype of this is
Yep.
our year. We
Yeah.
bought into the hype. We bought into the videos. We bought into we did our homework on this prospect and we're trading up and we're
Yep.
doing this for a reason. And to your point though, we didn't need to trade up to get Mingo.
No.
That was a wasted pick. You didn't need Jonathan Mingo. I understand Bryce Young wanted him. That's cool.
Mingo would have been there a pick later.
He
Yeah.
still would have been there. And now what you're seeing is we have an overindulgence of wide receiver on this team, and we're not even getting to the ones that should be getting the ball. Terrace Marshall should be getting the ball more.
Yep.
DJ Chark should be getting the ball
Yes.
more. Adam Thielen is getting his
Yes.
right number of targets. Hayden Hurst should damn should be getting the ball more.
But
Yes.
but hey, 5 tight ends.
5 tight Lavisca
Five
Chenault.
tight ends. Yeah,
Lavisca
because
Chenault should be
Steven
getting the ball
Sullivan is
more.
is capable of doing anything these days. Come on.
So we're overcompensating, and you have all these weapons, but you're not even getting half of them the ball like they're supposed to. There
And,
should be no reason. And what I'm trying to understand, this is one of the point I'm going to make, is why are we rotating wide receivers so much?
Because Frank has no plan. He has no idea what he's doing.
I don't understand it, and I don't.
and
He
not
has no clue.
and not only that, why are we not rotating in Chuba Hubbard? Like Coach Wright, I don't know if you had paid any attention, but you do realize we had a combo last season with Foreman and Chuba. We
That
we
were
used
damn
Yep.
them
good.
Mm-hmm.
as a
That were damn
combo.
good.
You
One
do
too much.
you do also realize the experience that Chuba had filling in as a starter when CMC went down in his rookie year.
Thank you.
Rush for over 600 yards.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He keeps proving he doesn't know what he's doing, and that's a frustrating part.
Time after time after time again.
He doesn't know, and I'm gonna beat that dead horse. You had a 98% chance to make the playoffs, and you couldn't do it because you don't know what you're doing. But because David Tepper wanted to show, oh, I'm getting back to the good old days of what it is, keep pounding. I'm going to bring in the first quarterback that the franchise ever had. Not realize it's not like this guy was a Hall of Famer. He threw 40 touchdowns, I believe maybe 40 touchdown passes in his entire career.
But he backed up Jim Kelly.
Good for him. I could have backed up Jim Kelly. The hell? Like you're a backup. Every
Yeah.
backup does not make a good head coach.
Yeah.
And then you were a position coach. You were a position coach. You got 1 year as the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, which was most likely those weren't your plays. Then you finesse Indy into giving you the head coach position. Then you're losing ass finesse us into giving you another head coaching position. There's a lot of finessing going on with some of these. There's a lot of finessing going on with some of these people. So it's like we're getting finessed. Man, Rule finessed us. Now Frank Wright finessed us. Because we go for the flashy thing or what we think is flashy. And like to your point, it's a lemon. We keep buying lemons. It looks good, but we don't look under the hood. And under the hood, it's a lemon engine. And then we get it and it's putting. And we're like, oh, I can fix that. Oh, it's cool. It still looks shiny. But dang, I had to take it to the shop like 7 times in 7 days.
Yeah.
And the car ain't running like I thought it would. But I'm gonna keep driving it because eventually it's gonna run like that new Lamborghini. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, it's not running. Jesus Christ! I gotta tell the fan base something. Wait a minute. I gotta tell my girl why I can't pick her up for the date because I bought a stupid car that doesn't run. I'm sorry, dude. I can't. This franchise. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to, like you said, call the fetal position and just throw your TV out the window because we believe and we believe like all fans like you're supposed to believe in your franchise. Right. You're supposed to believe in your team.
Yeah.
But something to me, like I said, I was the black sheep. I didn't like the Frank Reich hire because I didn't get it. I didn't get it. from any aspect, I didn't get it. He wasn't like he was coming off a Super Bowl victory. The man literally got fired.
Mm-hmm.
He finished the season in Indy. He got fired.
Yeah.
So
No one thinks to ask the question why he got fired from Indy before we get him hired here.
So that's what I said. Make it make sense. You hired a man that didn't finish the season with the last team he coached, but you let him take over this team. What? He didn't make the playoffs. He got fired, but you turned that into a head coaching opportunity because you played for this team. God knows, and I'm going to show you my age. I'm almost 40. When I was maybe a teenager, what? I need to become. I need to start coaching. I need to start coaching again because this is all you gotta do to finesse people. I gotta have a losing record. I gotta start
Shoot.
coaching some of them.
You
I
you
gotta
might
start
as well
coaching.
you
You have
might
to
as well post your
Dev, I might as
resume.
well become a
Shoot.
GM. Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, if it's that easy to get a
Good
coaching
grief.
job,
Shoot.
I'm just saying.
But so my last question for the night. So we know we got the Vikings, Lions, Dolphins.
Mm.
If y'all had to pick one of those games out of those three that we have the best chance of winning, which would it be?
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yeah, it's the battle of 0-3 teams next week. Oh man,
Mm.
I
Call it the Losers Bowl.
the losers bowl. Shoot.
That's
Oh,
the title, Losers Bowl.
Oh man.
I'm so tired of losing.
Well, unfortunately, for the next 3 weeks, you might have got to get used to it.
Yeah, we might
Yeah.
we might want to go ahead and start mentally preparing. Hope for the best, but mentally start preparing for the worst because the worst might come.
Yeah, we're going to prepare
Yeah.
for the 2025 draft.
Let me remind you, we restructured a whole bunch of contracts to make this happen. Eventually, we got to pay all these players.
Yep.
So that's
Good
coming down
point.
the road, too.
Good point. Good point.
And still no extension for Brian Burns. At this point, I'm like,
Oh, my
dude,
God. It just keeps getting worse.
yeah.
They fumbled the ball. They fumbled the ball. Literally fumbled the ball.
We've fumbled a lot of things.
Okay.
But
Here's to next week.
here's to
Yeah.
next week. Mr.
Yeah.
Carolina, any final thoughts?
Adult beverages on deck. No. Look, man, it looks bad, and we come on here and we will give our 2 cents, man. But at the end of the day, it's always keep pounding. We're gonna
Facts.
ride. We're gonna ride or die with our squad, man. We're gonna keep giving y'all the best content possible. We're gonna give our opinions, whether you may agree with them, you may disagree with them, but at the end of the day, I bleed Carolina blue. Just like the gentleman on the panel here, we bleed Carolina blue. So we're gonna rock with our squad, but
Indeed.
it's ugly. It looks bad, but eventually we're gonna make it do what it do. And I have faith in this team, not just coaches, when it's not just head coach, but I got faith in the squad, man. Like we're gonna have better days. We got the right quarterback for our team. We got weapons around us, so I got hopes for this team. Maybe not this coaching staff, but definitely this team.
Corey?
Man, y'all know I will always love this team, and I'm not going anywhere. Win, lose, or draw. I'm still going to bleed Carolina blue no matter what happens. And that's what we got to do. We just have to have faith that things will get better. You know, and there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to keep searching for it. Eventually, we'll get there. It's going to take time. It's going to take frustration. It's going to take pain. It's going to take anger. It's going to take a lot of things to get there, but we will get there. I believe that. But we have to stand together. We have to keep respecting each other as a fan base, as a franchise, and not let all of this get to us. And we have to be who we are, you know? Stick by this team. Be loyal because the reward will be worth it at the end of this road. It will. It's gonna feel so good when we have that Lombardi sitting in Charlotte, man, in a parade going through Charlotte, man.
I'll be at the front of it.
I'm
Oh
telling you,
yeah.
we came this
Seriously.
close to that in 15. I know we got a taste of success and we're spoiled too.
Oh,
And
I think third time will be the charm. We just got to get back
I
there.
believe it too. I believe it too.
We got the quarterback for it.
Oh man, the way we were building this roster, I honestly believed it was coming sooner than later. I bought into it just the same as y'all. And I don't get fooled easily when it comes to this team because I've learned to expect the worst.
Right.
Sadly enough.
Yeah.
So
Got to.
when you see me even buy into this, with this $70 million roster, I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We got it. We got this. And I started overhyping and I started buying into it. And then we got the old clunker again. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Said wah wah wah.
Indeed.
I feel like we're just getting rickrolled like over and over and over again with this team. And it's just pathetic. It really is pathetic.
Yeah.
It is time to break the wheel. I am so sick and tired of this. It is time to break the wheel in Carolina. I want wins. I want success. But it will take time and it will take patience and it will take all of this to get there. We will get there. Be patient.
We'll be Gucci.
I'll
and
say this.
always keep pounding.
Yes, sir.
No matter what.
I'll say this as my final thought. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Keep pounding, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say this to the players, to the coaching staff, David Tepper, to the organization. How bad do you want it?
Yes. Right question to ask.
How bad do you want it?
Like,
Practice what you preach.
stop being mediocre.
Facts. Put your money where your mouth is.
Literally. You got enough of it.
I want results.
Quickly.
And the only way we're going to get results, you got to start producing them.
I'm done talking. I want results.
Just like your businesses, Mr. Tepper, you want a result. If you get results, people got fired.
Because at this point, feel good highlights aren't enough. We've seen plenty of those.
16 season is going to lose you money, Mr. Tepper, because that seems to be all you care about right now is those dollar bills. Well, guess what? When you start losing those dollar bills, guess where the fans are? They're sitting at home. They ain't coming to your games.
Wasting
Well,
my
your team
money.
sucks.
No way. Gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege having the triple threat tonight.
Pleasure to be here, man.
This is the Carolina triple threat. Oh
Okay.
man, that's a nice ring to it.
I like that.
But I want to thank y'all so much for coming through tonight, and Lord willing, there will be more of these. To everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much for chatting it up with us. This is definitely one of our best shows for sure. And we're gonna keep pounding. There will be more. Still early in the season, but keep an eye out for us, not only together, but individually as well. Which leads me to my next part. We're going to start with, you know what? We're going to start with you, Corey. Let them know where they can find you.
Check out the Keep Pounding channel on YouTube. But if you can't find that, which I've heard a lot of people say they can't because of scrolling and algorithm and stuff, go look on the Facebook group page, Keep Pounding in all capital letters. That's in all caps, folks. Go find it.
And of course, Mr. Carolina, how about you?
Hey man, what to do, baby? You already know where to find me. That's called Bleeding Carolina Blue. That's where your boy be at, man. If you can't find me on there, look on Spotify. It's called Men of Honor. I'm gonna be on there. And again, I'm gonna invite my brothers over here because we're gonna talk about more than just football. We're gonna talk about life as well. But again, hit me up on YouTube on Bleeding Carolina, on Spotify, and on Men of Honor.
And of course, as usual, y'all can find me here on YouTube, Blitzball Champ Gaming, as well as Facebook as well. And it's always a pleasure having these discussions. And I believe we're only going to go up from here. So y'all might want to stay tuned, keep an eye out on us, all three of us, all together and individually. There's plenty. There's plenty to go around. So,
Okay.
for this Carolina Panthers Talk live, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, Bleeding Carolina Blue Podcast, and Keep Pounding. I'm Blitzball Champ Jason.
Your boy, Mr. Carolina, holla at me.
Keep pounding.
We will see y'all in the next live stream. Y'all be
Hit
safe.
that like button on your way out.
Yes,
Like,
please
share,
do.
subscribe.
And
Sub.
follow these gentlemen. Sub, follow, all of the above. Do it.
Now.
And we will